Apologize to me right now, Cole. I want a full apology right now because y'all made fun of me. Y'all called me crazy. So many. Quincy needs to come outside. He needs to face the music. Quincy needs to apologize to Karl-Anthony Towns. And you know what, Cole? You made yourself the self-appointed leader of these people who be out here talking about how I got to apologize to Karl-Anthony Towns. And remind me what I said on the last podcast.
I don't know what you said on the last pod.
No, you remember what I said. You were like, hey, man, it's looking like it's over. I was like, but it's still Cat. Like, he ain't become somebody new. That's still the unserious man we know and love, Karl-Anthony Towns. That is still him. He gonna be Cat eventually. You know, that's why I wanted to wait it till at least like game 4 of the NBA Finals if they made it. Like, you know, let's get there. Let's see if he is actually serious. But every time, it's how I know Cat's not serious. It's how I know Cat's fans don't think Cat's serious. Every time Cat have a good game, they want to get all their money back right now, right? It's like, imagine Karl-Anthony Towns as a stock. Every time that stock price shoot up, Karl-Anthony Towns fans cash in, right? They don't buy more, right? Because it's going to keep going up. No, they know, hey, we only got one chance to capitalize on this. Let's get mad at Quincy for making fun of Karl-Anthony Towns right now. Let's go all the way in. If y'all thought he was dope, y'all will wait until he did some more dope shit to get on me. But the second he make a 3, y'all on my ass. That's how I know y'all don't think that man's good. Okay, that's how I know y'all don't think that man's serious. That's how I know y'all don't think that man a threat, because that's not how we treat threats. Do you be tweeting about, hey man, when Kobe was out there, were you out here like talking about puffing your chest when Kobe did something dope in the regular season? Or did you wait until Kobe did some crazy shit in the playoffs to get your money in because you knew it's gonna be a better chance to cash out? I don't got to get it in on the second round of the Western Conference playoffs. Okay? Like, Cole, explain yourself right now to the people. Explain it. Yeah.
I don't really got a good explanation, bro, because I can't believe that he did this.
I'm just wondering, how are you in a place where you can't believe Karl-Anthony Towns went 0 for 8?
Hear me out. First of all, he's like 4 for like 20 something.
He's made 3 threes this whole series. 3 of them. 3 of them. He's made 3 more threes than you and I. That's what's happened in this series. Hey, Evan Mobley made 2 threes in a playoff game this year.
Salute to Ev, you know what I'm saying? Salute to Ev. The Mobley defenders are still here, but man, look, the way he closed out that Denver series, I did not think there was any way he would no-show like this against the Mavs. Like that, no way. No way. He was going no-show like this. Bro, he's shooting, I think, below 40%. No, I think he's like at 40% from the field. He's shooting like 12% from 3 or something like that. Bro, I can't believe it. I legitimately cannot believe it. He just no-showed completely. And then you know what really pissed me off? This made me think of you. In a post-game interview, when he said he was taking 1,500 shots a day, I was like, you know what, man? Q's right, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, why you just tell that lie? Why you just tell that lie? You taking 1,500.
Just lying. Just lying.
Why you just
lying? Just lying. Just straight lying, dog.
I couldn't believe it.
It's like, what you doing out here? By the way, how you 7 foot tall? You shooting 27% from the field. 7 feet tall. You laugh when I say this. We would like Karl Towns more if he was 6'5". Because at least somebody who shoots threes is 6'5", you're not gonna be mad at them for shooting threes. Coach, this is shooting percentage. Okay? 27%. A quarter. Okay? Every time Cat shoots. He is 7 foot tall. He is 7 feet tall. For what? For what?
Bro, I can't defend it. I cannot defend it, dog. I can't defend it.
Wait, 38 minutes in that game, too. That's the nasty part.
What was he? What was he in game? What was he in game 3? Was he like 0 for 8 or something?
In game 3, he was 1 for 5 from 3, 4-16 for the floor. And played 26 minutes.
What was the game where he was just chucking shots and just not hitting?
Game 2, 6 of 20. This sounds like about right. 2 of 9.
Oh yeah, 2 of 9. There it is. Okay.
Hey, he rebounded. He rebounded,
Dog. What make it even worse is all these games been close. All these games been winnable. All these games been winnable. And you just you're not doing nothing, bro. Nothing.
Oh, yeah. By the way, hilarious. Like, hey, look, man, Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert had y'all fooled for a little bit, right? Because, you know, it was looking like, hey, man, hey, maybe Rudy's better than we think.
Hey,
maybe Carl is serious.
I want to say something about Rudy, man. I have never seen a player be on the wrong end of some of the most incredible moments in the season so consistently. He always on the wrong end of some shit, man.
Hey, man, I was watching that last play, and I couldn't help but think of Kevin Love in 2016 on the stop, because I'm like, oh, that's how Steph thought that was going to go. Like, how that went with Rudy is exactly how Steph thought that was going to go with Kevin Love. But Kevin Love turns out to be a better perimeter defender than Rudy Gobert. Who had that one? Like, who had that shit written down? Okay.
You heard what Luka said? He's like, he long. He's like, I can't move now. I can't move fast, but I can move faster than him. I was like, damn. Because he can't move fast. Luka do not move fast.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter at all. And then Gafford dunking on him. Last game. Oh, I was like, ooh.
Hey, man, Cat had the most hilarious game 1 because he was awful for 2 quarters, gets dunked on, and then starts shooting well.
Man.
Hey, man. I don't need to be called a Cat hater anymore. I was a Cat truther, okay? And I'm proven right. I have been proven right. I went from this close to being proven wrong. I thought it was over, Cole. I'm thinking you know what, man? He showed up so well in Game 7. I'm going to forgive some of these mediocre performances. He has to do something extraordinary for me to feel like the charges are going to stick. And then he took the stand and basically said he did it. That's what he did. Wait, you can't handle the truth. He Jack Nicholson himself. He got played like a sucker on the stand, man. He was just supposed to be a witness. How he go away getting charged? That's what happened.
I can't believe it.
Hey,
I can't believe it.
Guilty on all counts. Okay. The ruling is in. The ruling, a unanimous verdict. He's guilty. Okay. Karl-Anthony Towns is guilty. He will never live this down. This is bad. Because all of his other shenanigans have happened in the play-in, or in a regular season, or he taps out because Ben we forget regular season chicanery a lot. We don't forget shit like this. We just don't forget shit like this. This is on Cat's permanent record. This is he is not beating the guilty verdict. What, should Cat get surgery to shorten himself down to 6'5"? And give 3 of those inches to Isaac Okoro, the Cavs might be able to beat somebody in the second round. Like, there are other people who can use. There are other people who can use that height, Cat. Like, I know Donovan Mitchell looks at Cat as a waste of talent. Like, he just be like, man, you know what I could do at 7 foot? like, if I was at 6'2", imagine if I was just 6'8". Donovan Mitchell would be an MVP candidate. He was 6'8". He was a wing. 6'3". He's awkward fit.
Man, it's just like, you know what really hurt me though?
What?
I really defended this man, and this is what he does to me.
This is why I tell you. This is why. Don't do it. Never do it. He is not to be trusted.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, I watched that game 7. You were legitimately great in that game 7 against Denver to come back and win that series. And bro, you just completely know, bro. I seen him get benched for Naz Reid in the Western Conference Finals. Now, in defense of Naz is a very good player. 6th man of the year, very good player. But bro, your team trying to win, and they benched you. This is not the first time we've seen them bench you to try to win a game, because you had 60 points against the Charlotte Hornets.
And that's what we should have all knew. That's what we should have all knew. Like,
they benched you at the end because they needed to get stops to try to win that game, even though you had 60 points. It's just, I don't know why he does. I don't know why he does this, man. I don't know why he does this.
He don't do it. It's just him. This is just who he is. Like
bro, he better than this, dog. He better than this.
This is why you don't want a 7-footer. And I saw somebody on the tweet you tagged me and talking about, oh, well, should the Cavs trade Darius Garland for Karl Towns? And I'm like, no. What do you mean? Why would we want to do that? One, I think Darius Garland has a better chance of showing up in big games than Karl Towns. Like, I trust him more than that. And look, Darius didn't have a good season this year, but Darius, we know this is probably going to be like an outlier season for him, or at least we hope it's going to be an outlier season for him. I would rather take a chance on somebody who I think could be serious than trade for what we know to be not. You know he is? He's a less athletic JaVale McGee with a jump shot. Okay?
Like, come on, man. Come on.
All right.
Bro.
That's a bit much. Much.
He is better than JaVale. Don't do that.
I don't know. JaVale can fit better on this Timberwolves team. Like, if you got like JaVale from when he was on the Lakers on this Timberwolves team.
When they already got Rudy?
No, you get rid of Rudy and then you just get somebody better at the 4.
I don't know. I'm not rolling. But Rudy, man.
Dog, they would be better off with 2020 JaVale McGee and PJ Tucker as their backcourt. All
right. Stop it.
Hey, JaVale would have got cooked by Luka like that. Like,
yes, he would have.
PJ would have got cooked like that.
Yes, he would have. Luka was frying that dog. Luka and Kyrie just been frying them for 3 games.
Yeah, it's been bad. It's been really bad. Has anyone ever told Cat he's 7 foot tall? Because I don't think he knows that from Ray Rags. I don't think Cat cared that he's 7 foot tall, man. Like, you know, there are some guys who walk around and they're like tall, but they got short spirit. And then there are some short guys who walk around and you feel like they got tall spirit. I'll let y'all guess what I think Cat got.
You say he got short spirit. Spirit.
Hey, man, why are you shooting 8 threes when you're 7 foot tall? And like, here's the thing that drives me nuts about this. It's not just that he's 7 foot tall, Cole. He's what, like 240, 250?
Oh, he heavier now.
He big as shit. Like, this is not a KD situation where it's like, it's kind of like, it makes sense why KD doesn't try to like crash. Like, he's not frail. Like, he is a big dude. What do they have? 248. They got listed at 248. 7 foot tall, 248. At least ESPN has it. And my man been shooting 36% for the field. How? How?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
When his back is against the wall, his big ass is like, I gotta get away from the hoop. That's how I'm gonna get going.
I don't get it, bro. I legitimately do not understand how this happened.
Who taught this man? Was he short growing up? Like, is it one of those cases where he was like a short guy growing up? He was always this. Who taught this man how to play basketball? Because we should, like, being in all seriousness, the reason we are so hard on Karl Towns is because Karl Towns on paper should be a generational player. Like, he can shoot. He's big. He's relatively athletic for somebody that big. Like, he's a decent athlete. He should be one of the best players in the NBA. We talk about Nas Reed, dog. We talking about Nas Reed.
Nas is good, though. Nas is good.
That's the thing. Nas is good. Karl-Anthony Towns should not be in a conversation with Nas Reed. Like, it just shouldn't be the case. This man was a number 1 overall pick. How is it?
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It did like you got him paired up with Rudy Gobert. Like,
here's the thing about Rudy, though, bro. I feel like Rudy be catching a lot of shit because he just ends up he be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's always a viral moment. And I feel like we think he a lot worse than he actually is. But man,
so you said he's the new Sean He's the new Sean Bradley.
He might be.
Because he always try to go up, right? You know what it is? It's Patrick Ewing. Like he's not Patrick Ewing, but Patrick Ewing similarly always on the wrong end of some big events. Why? Because what they teach you at Georgetown: go up, always contest, always contest. And that ends up being bad, man. Sometimes you contest and you get a block shot, that's cool. Sometimes you contest and Scottie Pippen ducks, walks over you, and then tells Spike Lee to shut the up. Like, sometimes that happens.
Listen, bro.
And then you get a technical, okay? Like,
I felt bad for him on that Luka play, because first and foremost, why would they put you in a situation where you have to switch on the Luka in the biggest possession of the game? Out on the perimeter. Why is that happening? That should never happen.
That should be Ant-Man, right? Like that should be Ant-Man on.
Should be Jade McDaniels and literally anybody else.
Yeah, they have. That's the thing that doesn't make sense. They have way too many perimeter defenders for that to end up happening.
Yeah, and then like everybody knew what it was. I was like, oh, Luka about to shoot this. He probably about to make it because it's Rudy.
The Timberwolves let it happen.
Like, you let that happen. You let that happen. Like, come on, man. Like, I feel like sometimes he, they put him in a situation to get embarrassed. And every single time where he in that situation, he get embarrassed, bro. He get embarrassed.
You think that's because though nobody like him?
I think that might have something to do with it.
Because like if that's your friend, you don't let your friend guard Luka at the top of the key. Like,
well, they just doing what they coach. They probably just doing what they coach tell them to do. But it's like, bro, why are we doing?
Does coach not like him? No, man, that don't make no sense. There's no way coach is like, hey, Rudy, you lock him down. Like, nah, that cannot be what happened.
Bro, I can't think of another explanation.
Because he was the only big on the floor. They took Karl off the game. Well, obviously, they took Karl out of the game in that situation.
You got to take Karl off the game.
Yeah, which, again, $52 million. Number 1 overall pick. Got to take him out the game.
Listen,
and people call me a hater when I point these things out. Cole,
You're not a hater.
am I still a hater?
You're a hater. You're a hater.
Nah. I've just been trying to tell y'all what it is with that man.
And in this particular instance, you are not a hater. You are not a hater.
When I said that Justin Herbert was Karl-Anthony Towns because the Chargers always do some weird shit, and then this happens. This has been a year-long crusade, by the way, y'all. Like, I deserve my flowers. I deserve my parade. I deserve an apology from all of you sucker lovers who out here getting mad at me on behalf of Karl-Anthony Towns. Not you. You're not a sucker lover. But I'm just saying, it was some sucker lovers in my mention. Okay.
First of all, we pushed back on the Justin Herbert thing because
Justin Herbert was far too good to be compared to Karl Towns. But I don't know, right? Like,
nope, because we pushed back on that because we all agreed that Paul George was the better comparison, and so we went with that.
The Chargers won 6 games.
Still, we rolling with the Paul George. We rolling with the Paul George.
All I'm saying is that Cat is guilty on all charges. No parole. That man is unserious. That man is unserious. I don't ever want to hear somebody tell me how they gonna do something, the Timberwolves, until Karl-Anthony Towns is not on the team anymore. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear it. As long as Karl-Anthony Towns is a big part of your plan to win a championship, listen to me. You don't have a chance to win a championship. I don't care how cold Ant is. It's not going to matter. You got Karl-Anthony Towns there shooting 9 threes and making none of them. Okay?
Oh, man.
How in the world are you going to win a championship with the guy that, and this is like my big serious point, he's too erratic to trust and be that big of a factor on a championship team. That's the problem. He's way too erratic. You cannot win a championship with erratic. That's just never going to happen. I have this argument with about football players all the time. It's the same thing with basketball players. It's the same thing with pitchers in baseball. If that ain't consistent, you would be better off with somebody who could give you less of a high end, but more consistency than somebody who can give you incredible high end, but like wild inconsistency. Because when you're trying to win in the playoffs, a dude who could go for 30 one night and then get you 10, and that guy's supposed to be your second best player, that's not going to ever end well.
That's the point. That's the point I want to hammer on. You could have some erratic players on champion. There have been players who have been up and down on championship teams. Mm-hmm. Those are usually bench guys.
J.R. Smith.
See what I'm saying? Or guys who are like the 4th or 5th starter.
Even sometimes you could get it from your 3rd starter because Kevin Love won a ring.
And he was very erratic. Very erratic. I
think it's fair. I think it's very fair for us to call it erratic because name me the Kevin Love playoff game in 2016.
like he was erratic, you know what I'm saying? But I
don't even know if he was.
we keeping it. We keep it positive.
We'll be nice to Kevin. He's a Cleveland legend,
Yeah, he was erratic in the championship run. He got the stop.
I remember Shannon Fry going off in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't really remember the Kevin Love moments that happened. Please remind me. I might have forgot. Chat.
But you can't be making $50 million and we can't count on you game to game. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Can't be the second most important player on the team. Be inconsistent.
Can't be the most expensive player on the team and be erratic. Sorry, that's not gonna. That's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
that's not gonna work.
We ran into this issue when the Browns were in position to extend a certain quarterback, and they decided not to because erratic. Can't win 4 games in a row if your quarterback is erratic, right? Like, just not gonna happen. Josh Allen. Living that life right now, right? Hey, man, sometimes Josh looks great. Sometimes Josh looks bad. Even somebody who's not that erratic, but just a little erratic in Lamar Jackson. Similar issues. Similar issues. You just can't deal with that. Cat is too good to be this erratic. That's the problem. And this is why I lose my mind with these Cat fans, because every time he plays good, they go and point to it. Oh, look at Cat. You're wrong. And it's like nobody doesn't think that Cat is capable of playing a good game. It's the consistency that we consistently harp on Cat for. And maybe it's unfair to call it inconsistent from Cat, because he is so consistently inconsistent that he actually might be consistent, because I could rely on him imploding like this, like it was nothing. He had that game 7. I came back on the show. I was like, you know what? He gonna come back. He gonna come back. And what happened? He came back. He came back 2 days before we filmed this shit. He's so consistent.
Bro, he pisses me off so much, dog.
This is exactly. He does this in like games. He'll do this in series. This is who Cat is, man. By the way, while we throwing out shade, maybe Trevor Lawrence might be the new Cat in the NFL. But I will wait. I'm gonna wait till August to hit y'all with that one.
You wanted to preview it real quick? You want to throw it out there?
Yeah, I want to, you know, what I'm saying?
See how people felt about it.
Let it marinate, you know.
See if people gonna be like, you know what? Q's right.
No. I know when I say something like that, everybody's gonna think I'm wrong. I just want to throw that one out there, so when I'm proven right, I could be like, I told y'all in May. Okay. Right? I ain't gonna debate with y'all while public opinion's against me when I know I'm right, you know? Y'all just gonna dig in. Y'all not gonna change your mind. But I'll just throw it out there, leave it alone, come back to it when it's appropriate, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna come back for that meal. Right?
Hey, can I get a football take out there real quick?
All right, let's get it.
Football take out there right now. You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it.
All right.
CJ Stroud, top 5 quarterback already.
We can't be doing this, man. We literally did the same thing with Trevor Lawrence last year.
I know.
We gotta slow down. Look, we made fun of them for doing the thing. We can't do the same thing, dog. Like,
I've been thinking about it for a while. And I was like, you know what? I was like, Q gonna say I'm too early.
It's too
early.
He
gonna say I'm too early. But I don't know, man. I think I'm feeling good about this. I think I'm feeling good about this.
All I'm going to say, Cole, is Mike Greenberg felt great about that last year, too.
Who did he said that about? He said that about
Trevor Lawrence. Well, no, it wasn't Mike Greenberg. It was like Dan Orlovsky or something like that. Look, I will say this, though. The difference between CJ Stroud and Trevor Lawrence is that we have not spent 5 years trying to make CJ Stroud a thing. They have spent like 4 years trying to make Trevor Lawrence a thing. And like it was only really a thing his freshman year at Clemson.
Damn.
I know. I hope JP don't watch this. Well, he don't need to hear this slander.
You know, he'd be ready to fight you if he heard this. He'd be ready to fight you if you heard that.
It's tough. I know how it is. Like, I ain't even going to be mad at him if he get mad at me. I'm like, yeah, I know how it is, dog. But I think that man inconsistent as hell. Like I think this is just who he is. I don't think he's going to grow out of it. I really don't think he's going to grow out of it. Christian Corley said, CJ Stroud, top 5 already. Next, you'll say Ant is the new MJ.
Nah, it ain't there yet. He ain't there yet.
We just gotta wait. You know, we get excited. We see these flashes, and we know that greatness is gonna come. But look, man, we can wait. We can wait. But you're doing a similar thing. You're gonna let that seed grow, so you can be like, I do it to me. So you know, we'll see.
Hey, man. Maybe it's Ohio State bias. Maybe it's just Ohio State bias.
I feel like that adds a significant role here.
It's Ohio State bias.
It plays a significant role.
And I said he should go first, and I said he should be the number 1 overall pick in the draft. He was gonna be good. You know, we said it. I said it all here. I said it on here. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy.
Now,
That's my guy.
speaking of, we do need to remember that the original Ant-Man is coming back this season.
Oh yeah, your boy.
Oh yeah.
Your
Oh, in
boy.
that Shane Steichen offense
We're gonna see what it look like. We're gonna see what it look
with Joe Flacco teaching him the ropes.
like. We sure that's gonna be a positive thing?
and Joe Flacco ain't teaching him shit, man. Like,
Hey, you see that? You seen the Mark Phillips backup, the quarterback one?
yeah, he's like, all right, well,
You know, I could do that. I could do that too. You know what I'm saying?
like, yo, this quarterback got all kind of athleticism. I mean, like, all right, y'all eating now. Yeah. Yeah, look, man. I think Joe Flacco is just trying to get that old thing back, like, to be honest with you. Because he went to Indy, used to be the Baltimore Colts, like it feel a little bit like Baltimore. And then he's like, let me sit behind somebody who reminds me of the last guy to take my job. Or maybe he's trying to get revenge. Either way, don't assume that's your ally, Anthony Richardson. That man is not your friend.
Man, how good is the AFC? Jesus.
Yeah. That man is not your friend, Anthony. Okay.
Man, you just look at the AFC. We ain't even got to talk about the AFC North. Everybody know what that is. Pat Mahomes. Now we got CJ. We gonna see what Anthony Richardson look like. Man, Drake May over there in New England. It's probably gonna be a couple years before we really have to worry about that, but I'm keeping my eye on it.
I'm gonna be real. Nowhere where any of the top quarterbacks went this year makes me feel like any of those guys are gonna hit. And it has nothing to do with an evaluation of their talent. It's just like, I feel pretty strongly that all three of those organizations are gonna fuck that up.
Strangely, I think the Bears might be all right.
I trust the Bears the least, but I trust Caleb Williams the most. And I'm like, it would be pretty hard for him to be bad.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Just looking at their rosters, I feel like the Bears are easily the best situation. Like easily the best situation of the three.
But like Jada Daniels going to like Washington, yeah, we know how that's going to end. Bo Nix going to Denver. I'd be very surprised if that doesn't end how we think it's going to end. Michael Penix going to Atlanta. Already weird. Already weird.
It's weird. I don't know. I don't know if it maybe it'll work out, but it's the weirdest of all the situations.
I think this is going to be a draft class where these guys are going to be much better on their second team.
I think some of them are going to be better on their second team. I think Caleb and Drake might end up being all right.
I worry about Drake May because he's a spread guy, and then he going to Alex Van Pelt, and Alex Van Pelt don't be knowing what to do with dudes who playing that spread.
You say like the Ken Dorsey hire might help the Browns out a little bit? Might help the Browns out a little bit?
I mean, like, look at every spread quarterback they tried to throw in there with Alex Van Pelt.
It just hasn't worked.
Like it would be one thing if it was just Deshaun Watson that looked like that, but like Baker's a spread guy. Like, look at what he's doing in Tampa Bay, and it looked funky. When Alex Van Pelt was running the keys in 2021, then you get, well, Jacoby's not a spread guy, but then you throw Deshaun in there, it looks funky. And then like PJ, it looks funky. Now that just might be PJ, but PJ's looked significantly better the year prior with Carolina and Matt Rule. So like, yeah, I'm not about to just go, oh, PJ sucks. Like, he looks significantly better in Carolina with Matt Rule. So, and then what, DTR? I mean, like, just could not structure anything for him that remotely. I'm just saying, man, like, there seems to be a type that he works with, and I feel like our old buddy came in here and made some assumptions about how Drake May plays that ain't really up with Drake May.
What assumptions would those be? What assumptions would those be?
Hey, he forgot Drake May playing the ACC. Like, He think he was out there in Iowa. Like, running 12 and shit. Like, nah, that's not what he do. Like, Drake May like to be an empty. Like, go and have Drake May out here running stick. That is not what he wants to do at all. Okay.
We'll see. Man. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens.
But yeah, that's an interesting combo right there because I was shocked that so many people were upset that Alex Van Pelt got let go for the Browns. But I'm like, nah, that needed to happen like 5 weeks ago. Like,
5 weeks ago, it's
no, it was well before that. I think me and Jake Burns were talking about it. It was like, hey, he needs to go. It was like week 4. Like, this was before Deshaun got injured the first time.
He needs to go.
Hey, like, this don't make any sense what he's doing. He got Elijah Moore running end rounds.
Yeah, man. Don't even get me started on that.
Well, our big tweak was like, hey, we're gonna put Nick Harris in the backfield. Who cooked? Who cooked this? Who cooked this?
Straight Stinks. Up, went out, got a fullback this year. It's like, okay, let's do this right this time.
What? It ain't even about having a fullback. Why would you have his big ass in shotgun?
He can move a little bit, Q. You know, he can move a little bit.
He can't even move that well. He was just available. That didn't make any sense what they was trying to do. Like, yeah, I understand when you running power. It's 36. What the fuck is he gonna do on 36 in the backfield?
You don't think he could catch it and run with it a little bit?
I'm just saying, this is the same offensive coordinator that leaked out. Odell Beckham didn't work because this is a rhythm and timing offense. What bitch changed the offense? It's Odell Beckham. What do you mean? Why are we keeping the offense like this so Rashad Higgins could get 30 yards? What are we doing? Like, think about this. I'm just saying, man, with Alex Van Pelt here, and look, it's not all Alex Van Pelt. Kevin Stefanski does deserve some blame on this shit too. But I'm just saying, I don't think Alex Van Pelt was enabling Kevin Stefanski's best habits. Okay? Like, how we trade for Odell Beckham and have Deshaun Watson in the building, and it's just now that we realize we need to change the offense up a little bit for these guys. We split the whole Odell Beckham thing being like, no. Okay? Like, refusing to let this man run a choice route. Like, and then we found out, I was like, maybe they don't run choice routes because Baker can't see them. I'm watching Tampa Bay. Baker can see the choice route. They just didn't want Odell to do it. Like,
oh, you say AVP was so bad, he got you seeing Baker in the new light?
Hey, Baker somehow, like, maybe Baker figured it out, right? Because he did not figure this out with DJ Moore in Carolina. So maybe he figured this out after he got cut 2 times in 1 year. I'm going to just throw this bitch to the best player on the team. Like, because he clearly figured that out in Tampa Bay. But, like, he refused to do it. So, like, he was not free of issues there, right? I'm just saying I don't think Alex Van Pelt helped, right? When Odell is complaining about the offense and Alex Van Pelt is like, yeah, well, you're not doing the offense correctly. Run the route on time. It's like, all right, well, we just not going to fix anything. But yeah, man, that's why I'm worried about Drake May. He not old enough to be good with Alex Van Pelt. Like, that man 21. You got to be at least in your 30s to fuck with him.
That's crazy.
We traded 3 first-round picks and signed Deshaun Watson to $230 million. And we just now running RPOs.
And they won 11 games. Mm-hmm. Still won 11 games.
Hey,
Still won 11 games.
Shout out to that defense. Generational effort by them. But this is all I will say on this too. Hey man, Kev put in RPO plays that first game versus Houston. Somebody else decided to take him out. Like,
You lying. Tell me you lying.
go watch the first game versus Houston.
Oh man.
Go watch it. Go watch it. See, RPO, shotgun, Deshaun rusty as hell in that game, but it don't look like he's doing something new. Then watch like 2 weeks later. And then tell me what happened. And then when Stump Mitchell gets fired, and he's in that crew of guys that got fired with Alex Van Pelt, what did Stump Mitchell say on that interview about Deshaun Watson?
He said a lot. What did he say?
He said specifically, I don't think they should change the offense for Deshaun. He should do exactly what Joe Flacco's doing. You tell me what you think happened. If I'm just saying, moves were made for a reason.
I don't think they were the wrong moves.
Obvious reasons here. Just saying.
I don't think they were the wrong moves. That's all I'm saying. I don't think they were the wrong moves.
Just saying. Just saying, y'all. Not trying to stir up no controversy. I'm just saying.
Do not aggregate.
The tea leaves were there. Okay. A lot of times covering the Browns feels like when you say obvious shit, people think you're like trying to, but it's just obvious shit. This is obvious shit that you can see here. But hey, remember when they refused to get the ball to David Njoku because they just had to get it to that dude that they signed all that money to? What was his name? The tight end, 2020, 2021? Austin Hooper.
Austin Hooper.
Yeah.
This is how you know we getting old. We can't remember people's names who was here like a couple years ago.
I remember talking to some people being like, hey man, ain't it weird? That brought it up to me. Ain't it weird that David Njoku doesn't get any touches despite the efficiency being much better?
A little weird. A little weird. You know what I'm saying? A little weird.
Hey, look, Alex Van Pelt is fine at what he does, but you got to know what that man wants to do. He going to be the best offensive coordinator Iowa's ever had if he ever gets there, by the way, because he does exactly what they like to do. They run the ball in play action. Okay, let's read some of these super chats. This cat should get surgery. There's a Bleacher Report article revisiting the biggest NFL trades in the last 10 years. And they gave the Browns the F and said the Browns won 11 games last year, but that was more in spite of Watson than because of him. Am I tripping, man? Because like I watched those games when Watson played, and I was like, it doesn't feel like they've won in spite of him, like a single time.
I feel like the only game you could even kind of like maybe, I guess, get that vibe is like that first game against the Bengals, but he was good. He did what he needed to do.
He was good in the fourth quarter. He scored like 10 points.
Yeah, that's
and a 2-point conversion.
Good. So I was just like, I don't really know what they're talking about. Like he was obviously bad in that Steelers game. But outside of that, like every game he played in, they won by like a lot.
Technically, they won in spite of him in the Indy game because he got injured, but I don't count that game as one that he starts. I don't count the win, nor do I count the game.
PJ did that. Let's just establish that. PJ did that.
PJ made 2 throws in that game. Now look, I think I rewatched that game recently for my rewatch series, and I will say this. Hey man, the defense gets the blame for that game, but let me tell you, the defense the only damn reason you won that game too. It was a true, I'm digging myself out that hole we created game. Because the Browns defense was responsible for like 22 of the Browns' 40 points in that game.
Man.
Kevin Love averaged 18 and 12 against the Pistons and 19 and 13 versus the Hawks and became inconsistent after that. Did the playoffs actually start in the first and second round for those LeBron Cavs teams? Is the question now X. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, forgot we played the Pistons I remember the Pistons because they were like it's a competitive sweep, and then Stanley Johnson said he was locking down Bron. You remember that Hawks series at all? Was that the Eastern Conference Finals?
We're talking 2015 or 2016?
2016. 2015 Eastern Conference Finals was the Raptors, right?
I thought that was the Hawks.
Boy, not that much memorable about those Eastern Conference playoffs from LeBron.
Yeah. Because they ran through the East every year. Like it wasn't a big deal.
It didn't get interesting until like LeBronto, when the Cavs had no business running through the East. But like 2017, could not tell
17. 15 through 17 was just like, all right, let's get to the finals.
I forgot that Paul George was still on the Pacers when LeBron did that. Like,
oh, man.
but yeah. I don't know. Kevin Love, I always have an interested relationship with him. Ray Rag says, did they watch Odell almost single-handedly win us the Dallas game and say, no, you can't do that. You can't do what you do best. We do what we want you to do.
Cleveland Browns, man. What can you say?
Alex Van Pelt did wonders for Jarvis Landry, though. Yeah, man. Yeah. And you know what's even worse? Not you, Ray Rags. I don't know where you were, but some of y'all was fucking with it. Okay? Y'all was like, yeah, put Odell in his place. I remember being like, it's the best player on the team. Like, what are y'all doing? What you mean? Look, Deshaun Watson years are nothing compared to dealing with the whole Odell Beckham situation, because people was really losing their minds about Odell Beckham. Like, truly losing their minds. I remember one time, Odell Beckham, what?
He went to the Rams, immediately wins the Super Bowl.
I remember I was at one of those games in 2019. Odell Beckham gets like a late hit out of bounds. Like the penalty is against him on somebody else hitting him late. And this guy just loses his mind in front of me. He's like, you're such a diva. And I'm like, man, it don't feel like his hatred of Odell has anything to do about this football team. Like, it just don't feel like it got anything to do with ball at all. Like, we just got 15 yards. Why are you cussing him out? Like,
hey, man.
Then you start bringing up his visor color. And like, the second you start bringing up visor colors and swag, when you talk about why you don't like a player, hey, bro, just be honest. This ain't got nothing to do with that sport. Keep saying what you want about my cat hate. I keep it about basketball. Okay.
Hold on.
Sometimes.
You just told a lie. Because you just told a lie.
What have I taken away from basketball with Cat?
It should have been Cat.
That was on the basketball court. What do you mean?
That
was on the basketball court. That was Draymond Green and Rudy Gobert. That had something to do with basketball.
Draymond choked Rudy Gobert out for absolutely no reason. You said it should have been Cat. That ain't got nothing to do with basketball.
I was saying, like, he should have. Draymond should have taken Cat, because I think people would have took that more seriously, more favorable for Draymond. Look, man, I'm just saying that was on the basketball court.
Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You just hate that, man.
I'll be talking about his shoes, you know, like, or them turtlenecks he be wearing, you know. I think some of them turtlenecks is dope. Q, I know you talk more freely on this pod, but were you surprised to see how good Deshaun Watson's 2020 season? Yeah, I did like a review of Deshaun's 2020 season. Hey, some of us need to stop lying about that season. Like, that Cole might be the most impressive quarterback season. we've seen it a while. You know that he did 4,800 yards, right? And you assume it's because the defense thinks he's on the field more, right? Least snaps taken offensively in the NFL that year, Houston Texans.
Cookie.
70% on like 9 yards per attempt.
Cookie.
36 total touchdowns.
Gotta find a way to. The Browns gotta find a way to get that.
Hold on. I gotta bring this up to you because I gotta tell you. You know how fucking bad that team was he played on? Like, I think we kind of know that they were a bad team.
I knew it was terrible, but how terrible we talking?
I'm gonna make the argument, and you tell me where you land on this. And look, it might marinate and sit on you. You might feel it a week later. This team was worse than the 0-16 Browns team outside of Deshaun Watson. Here's what was around him. Trash run game. Outside of Deshaun Watson, the entire running back room combined for 1,022 yards.
Okay.
4 yards a carry. They were bottom 5 in yards per game, bottom 5 in rushing touchdowns a game. The Texans that year had 326 first downs. Deshaun Watson was responsible for 252 of them. That's 77%. Just to give you an idea of how impressive that number is, Pat Mahomes didn't have much help this year, right? You would assume he has a disproportionate number of his team's first downs, right? That would be fair to assume.
Right.
Last year, he was responsible for 66% of his team's first down. The Browns had no run game last year, right? You would assume that the Browns quarterback, all 5 of them, all 5 would be responsible for a heavy amount of the team's first downs. And they were. They were responsible for 60% of the first downs. Deshaun Watson in 2020, 77% of the Houston Texans first downs. They were excellent in the red zone. They were excellent. Their expected points were almost above average. The defense was also trash, right? If you played against the Houston Texans, if your team, here's what they gave up to opposing teams, right? Watson had 4,538 yards, 33 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 222 first downs. Very impressive numbers. Quarterbacks playing against the Texans combined, 4,104 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 222 first downs. It gets worse. Oh, you think the secondary is bad because they're not letting Deshaun Watson hold water with an amazing season. Let me tell you what this run defense was up to. If you had a running back that was just running against the Houston Texans that year, they would have won MVP. They gave up 2,500 and I believe 36 yards, 25 touchdowns on 5.4 yards per carry. You could get into the Hall of Fame with that season. I believe that's a single season rushing record.
Oh, my Lord.
16 games, by the way, not 17. 16 game season. All these numbers, 16 game seasons. It gets worse. Okay? So we've already established the defense is historically bad. The run game is trash. Let me tell you about these receivers. Now, they had Brandon Cooks, legitimate, sought-after NFL player up till this day. Literally every other person he throws the ball to is either at the bottom of the roster, out the league, or playing in the spring. Let me tell you. Will Fuller, right? He was a big part of that offense. You know he's gotten 26 receiving yards since 2020. Randall Cobb. I mean,
Randall Cobb was on the team?
Yeah, Randall Cobb was the third option on the team, Cole. Randall Cobb. In 2020, he was cooked 3 years ago, and now he's just luggage for Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Atkins.
He's on the Browns now.
Had moments, but let's be real. Far from proving anything. We thought the Browns could draft a tight end this year to replace him. Kind of shocked he's getting that opportunity again. David Johnson, his career had peaked 4 years before this season even fucking started. He was cooked when they traded for him. Like, so yeah, that's David Johnson right there. Out the league, by the way, a year later. Darren Fells will be out the league by the end of the next year. Kiki QT was, I believe, 4th or 5th in targets. Kiki QT has just recently resurfaced in the UFL code. And he is probably the number 3 receiver for the DC Defenders. And I don't know how much UFL you've been keeping up with. DC Defenders by far have the worst receiving room in the UFL. And he's number 3 in that room. Kiki QT. And then Chad Hansen. Yeah, that's an appropriate look for Chad Hansen. Because you know what? You know what's the most recent thing Chad Hansen has done in football code? He got cut from the XFL. Okay. They don't even exist this year. Like, yes. I went through that and thinking, how did he only win 4 games having that good of a season? I walked out of this cope saying to myself, it's a credit he got the 4. Like, he got 4 wins out of that squad. Like, that is one of the worst teams I've ever seen in my life. Like,
worse? Are they worse than the 2016 Browns? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if the 2016 Browns gave up 2,500 yards and 25 touchdowns on the ground. I know we got more than 3 interceptions.
Yeah, we did. We definitely did. We definitely did.
That. What?
God, I hate that you reminded me about the 2016 Browns, because now I'm thinking about how we could have won the last game if Corey Coleman would have just caught one pass.
That is the one argument, right? They had one NFL wide receiver. Our guy was Corey Coleman, who retired from the Philadelphia Stars last year. Like, that is the one point that they have. Oh, that the Texans have over the Browns. But if there was no Deshaun Watson on that team, man, that team's not winning a fucking game.
Nope, not one.
The fact that they were competitive in 8 is crazy to me. Like, so yeah, that 2020 season, I would be honest, I thought it was inflated because the team sucked. I'm thinking it could have been much better if the team was just like normal ass. Like, that team was bad. And like, the defense they had wasn't just like normal, give up a big play bad. They would like give up like a bunch of like 10-yard plays. Of 10 play drives. So I'm like, damn. That being said, and I'm gonna make y'all watch the video to come to conclusion. Deshaun Watson could be a mix of one person's stats and one person's perception, and that's his ceiling based on that 2020 season. But yeah, did you know they were that bad? Because I didn't.
I did not realize they were that bad. I really did.
You were thinking like, oh man, like he could have been that good. They won 4 games. No. I remember thinking about, I had to take the 2019 version is better than 2020. No, stop it. That's cap. 2020 version is the best version he's ever had. That is, nah. That 2020 Texas team is just trash, dog. Trash. Absolute garbage. Professor Chaos, I don't watch the NBA, but I am doubling down my support for Cat. May even buy a jersey.
It might be on sale soon. Where he playing?
Hey man, losers gotta have fans too. Like, you know, somebody gotta ride for the losers, right? Like, or else this whole thing kind of falls apart.
Not me. You know what Cat gonna do? I guarantee you, watch him have a good game tonight.
Oh, of course he's gonna play well when it don't matter. He's gonna play well these next 2 games. He gonna go out strong in these last 2 games. But let's be real. He lost his case. He's guilty. We just worried about sentencing, right? Like what are we doing? The criminal element of this has been decided. He's guilty. Like,
Calling that man a criminal is hilarious.
He is an NBA criminal. What you mean? Guilty, 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 guilty on all counts.
Oh man.
He ain't beat no charges. Okay. We just gonna talk about where he's gonna be sentenced and the parameters of his sentencing, and maybe see if he can get parole. But he's unserious. He is he's purposely on the unserious registry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, when Carl side with your team, he got to knock on your door and let you know he's not gonna be serious at all. Like, hi, I'm Karl-Anthony Towns. I just moved in by the block.
That's nuts. That is nuts. Please stop. Please stop. That's nuts. Don't do that.
I will get you. I will miss 9 threes eventually. Don't worry.
Oh man.
Oh my God. I don't ever want to see somebody seriously hype up Cat like I'm supposed to take that shit serious again. It's done.
That's done.
This was his chance. All he had to do, Cole, was be normal. He would have
just be him.
I said it all the time. Like, yeah, it don't even feel fun clowning him no more. Cause like, yeah, he's not playing well, but it's normal not playing well. It's not like some shit that we be talking about, Cat. Maybe he's done with that. Like, maybe he's just gonna be a regular inconsistent player. I was ready to drop the charges. I was like, you know what? We gonna drop these charges. And then he did this.
I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
I was like, damn, man, we was gonna let it go.
Built up so much goodwill and just erased all of it.
We was gonna move on to somebody else. Like,
dead ass. We was like, man, who we gonna make fun of? Because we can't make fun of Cat no more.
You mean? I was like, maybe I don't need to make fun of anybody anymore. You know, just spread more positivity around. And then here come Cat making me a worse person. I blame you. Okay.
Making me a worse person.
I know. He just make 2 threes. I would be a much better, more positive person. But now I'm stuck in this negative headspace because you want to miss all 9 of your threes. I blame you, Cat. Okay.
Oh man, look what we do when we get on.
You're a horrible fucking shooter. The nerve of you, Carl.
Speaking of horrible people, man, how you think Celtics fans gonna react to Kyrie being there in the finals?
I thought you was gonna ask. My mic was muted, I'm aware. That's not who I thought you was going to talk about.
No, I was talking about Celtics fan. When Kyrie come in there, man.
Ooh.
Man.
And look, Kyrie gangster.
Ooh.
I would advise Celtic fans to not do what they are obviously about to do. Because you really want to give Kyrie motivation.
Man.
You really want to look, man. There is no energy that can fuel you more than wanting to beat somebody or something that represents the exact opposite of everything you stand for. And that's what the Boston Celtics were. Like, if you thought Kyrie was nice versus Oklahoma City, he about to be crazy versus you. like
this gonna mean something. This gonna mean something to Kyrie.
It's deeper than ball.
This gonna mean something.
They gonna come out here with the boo, and he don't want to show up to work, and Kyrie gonna show up like, I hate every single one of you motherfuckers. I hate what you stand for. I hate the land that you stand on. I hate the way that you feel entitled to. Oh, he hates y'all. Like, him and Kevin Durant best friends. Everything they commiserate about and talk about what they hate is Boston fans. Everything they don't like about the media is Bill Simmons.
Oh man, we need this. We need them to win so bad. And the Celtics are so good too. I don't know if they go into, but man, if the Mavs won that series, that would be
Hey,
great.
look, man. I don't know. I don't know. See, the thing is that both these teams have been here before. Well, both these teams have players who have been here before, in Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. So I think we are going to get a series. Like I doubt we get a no show. But if this thing's close, I mean, like this is what happened in the Minnesota series, and this is what could happen in the Boston series. It's not that the Mavs are overpowering the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's just that these games are close, and they got the better closers. And when you look at this Boston series, if the Dallas Mavericks can keep it close, well, then who has the better closers?
I
Dallas.
mean, I would say the Mavs, yeah.
Yeah, Dallas has both. I would take Kyrie and Luka over anybody on the Celtics as a closer. No disrespect to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's a good closer. He's not Kyrie.
Man.
He's not Luka.
Nah, I think that's the series right there, is because the Celtics are definitely the better team.
Yeah, the thing is also like, will Luka be a liability on defense too? Didn't really turn it. Yeah, it didn't really turn into a thing versus Minnesota, but Jason Tatum, the length that they have on the perimeter, that could become a big thing with Luka. Like, does it even matter? Because that's when the Mavericks have issues, it usually breaks down defensively for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where shit could break down for them. But if they're able to keep these games close, then they're going to have a chance to win it. Like if this is a long series and the game, the point differential went crazy, the more that happens, the more it looks like the Mavs will win. If this is something where Boston just comes out and bombs on them and hits 30, all right, it just is what it is. Boston's going to win this finals. Boston's been shooting really well. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing coming into this series because Boston can be streaky. But the theatric element of Kyrie versus Boston is gonna be.
It's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna lie though, that Pacers series, I'm just like, man, there's so many games the Pacers should have won. Like they legitimately should have won 3 of the 4 games. They should have won those games. So I think,
and that's the problem with Boston, right? Like they've gotten through the NBA finals, but like it's been close every round. Like there's been moments where it's like, hey, this could go either way when it really shouldn't. And if they do that with the Mavs, that's the team that's going to take advantage of it because they played a Jimmy Butler-ish Miami Heat team.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have the closer to take advantage of that. They played the Cavs without Donovan Mitchell for the last, 4 games in that series or 2 games in that series?
3 games. I think it was without Donovan Mitchell for 3 games. And then obviously Jared Allen didn't play at all.
And it was 1-1. So, I mean, when the Cavs had their closer out. And like, Indiana, they're super young. Tyrese Halliburton's their closer.
He got hurt.
Is what it is, right? If Luka and Kyrie stay healthy and the Celtics pull that shit where they're going to let it be close, that's not going to end well for them. And I think that's where this series is going to be. Like, what Boston team do? Are we going to get it focused? We going to make all our shots, and win by 20 Boston team? Or are they going to let this shit linger? If they do that, which they have a tendency to do, is why Miami kept getting them, then they're going to be got pretty easy. Like, look, the Boston Celtics are the most snipeable, dominant team I've ever seen in my life.
Clearly had the easiest path to the finals I've probably ever seen.
I'm trying to think.
At least in recent memory, it's the easiest.
A lot of those LeBron paths felt very easy.
He had some rough, he had some rough ones. He had some rough ones in there too. But like, man, this has been a cakewalk. This has been a cakewalk.
22.
3 of 22 from 14%. 14%. Greatest shooting big man of all time. Self-proclaimed.
He out there putting up crazy numbers.
12%.
12% from three. Is that where we're at?
Greatest shooting big man of all time.
His shooting percentage is on a clock. And you can look up, ask him what time it is, and see what Karl-Anthony Towns is shooting for three in this series.
Shooting tour dates. Just
he ain't even
awful.
shooting tour dates. He's shooting to be announced dates. Like, he like 3 for 165. Like, okay, shit. He's shooting decimal points. That's what the fuck he's shooting out there.
Where is your shame, Carl? Where is your shame? Where is your shame?
Karl-Anthony Towns is shooting long division. Like,
come on, man. Now you got me and Q clowning you because this what you're doing. Like, come on, bro.
Your shooting splits for this series look like a fucking ACT test booklet.
See what I'm saying? It ain't supposed to go down like this, Carl.
It was always gonna go down like this, Carl. It was always gonna go down like this. What do you mean?
Supposed to be better than this, man. He's supposed to be better than this.
Man, what gave you the confidence to think?
Game 7 against the Denver Nuggets. Game 7 against the Denver
Nuggets. He did one thing in his whole career to give you confidence, and it was enough.
Hold on. We can't act like beating the defending champ. We can't act like beating the defending
It was impressive. Name me the second most impressive Karl-Anthony Towns accomplishment you've seen.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
This is exactly what I'm saying. This wasn't a stacking of evidence.
I was hopeful. All right. I was hopeful. That's what I
You came on here and talked about how Carl deserves to have the charges dropped, and then like Meet the Grams came on. And it's just the Meet the Grams beat of him shooting threes in this series.
What makes it even worse is you was there for a little bit. You was like, you know what? It's not looking good.
You know? The delegation was meeting. We were meeting, you know?
We was trying to figure out a deal. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out a deal. And then this dude just goes up on the stand and admits he did the crime. I was like, what are we doing?
It's a gift. It's a gift. What? I was even watching the game. I turned it on before I left for dinner. And I saw right there, it was like God wanted me to see this stat line pop up. The graphic. Because look, when I looked online, it told me Carl had 9 points. So I'm like, okay, maybe this ain't Carl's fault. You know, I ain't tripping. I look at the graphic while I'm watching the game, and it's like Carl got 1 point. 1 point. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Is that real? I checked my Twitter because I know y'all gonna be there if that's what the case is. And I got like 5 tweets tagging me talk about this man, Carl. I was like, damn, I know that ain't who I think it is. Getting fired on his day office shit. Like, really?
I cannot believe he did this to me.
Hey, man.
I went out of my way to defend you. This what you do to me? This what you do to me?
We got to make a Q of Cope Awards, and I'm going to tell you the first lock for the first award. The Unserious Sportsman of the Year goes to Cat. Okay? Like, it's just a fight about who gonna be nominated at this point. Cat got that shit sold up. Okay.
Man, it hurt me what he did to it. I was like, bro.
Damn,
I was
Cat.
defending you. I was defending you, Cat. Man, Q was defending you.
I was like, y'all mad at him for shooting that 3 at the end of the game. What else was he supposed to do?
I was like, Q, like, man, you had Q halfway there, man. Yeah, Q halfway there.
You know what, man? Karl-Anthony Towns and J. Cole basically did the same thing this weekend. Where we were like, all right, you know, we understand why you did what you did. And then he dropped that Griffey song. And it's like, dog, you almost beat the charges. What are you doing?
I
It
cannot
wasn't even
believe
on
this.
the album, Cole. I'm like, that song had no reason to drop. No reason to drop. I got a photo, the nickname, and then he put the fucking tap sound effects in there. Grippy. I call her that because it's grippy. Might take her to Disney, spend a little extra so she can see Mickey.
That's the worst J. Cole feature of like years. Maybe
You know,
ever. Maybe
I have
ever.
a hot take about J. Cole where I'm like, I think he's pretty consistently showed us that he's a better feature artist than he is a like full-on songwriter. Not saying he's bad as a songwriter. He obviously has good songs. But I think you get the best out of J. Cole when he's featured. Yeah, I might take that one back, dog, because that was as bad as the Johnny P. Caddy verse was good. Okay. Like that, he just canceled out that verse. I'm like, yeah, Jesus might ask for a feature. Just don't ask for it on no Coke Cobain. Coke, what was it? Cash Cobain song?
I like Cash Cobain too.
I like Cash. I think you heard his
Man.
reference track for Call It On You.
No, I didn't hear the reference
Go
track for
check it
that.
out. It's better than the Drake version to me. Because I was like, oh, it just don't feel creepy too.
I'm not gonna lie. All these Drake reference tracks coming out is just
Oh yeah, Mob Ties.
all these Drake reference tracks coming out is crazy, man. It's crazy.
To be fair on the Mob Ties one, I know people ain't acting like the reference was better than the actual verse because the verse is much better than the reference. But yeah, he clearly didn't scope that one from scratch.
Man, it's just funny because people not gonna care about those. People not gonna care about those reference tracks. Like people don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
People
Honestly, I like when the reference tracks leak, not because it like degrades Drake's image. I never thought of Drake as like this dude who writes all the music that he puts out. I think he writes some of it. I just like the reference tracks because like I like hearing songs I know, but like performed by somebody else. Like I like listening to reference tracks. I'm like, oh, that's what worked. Would it sound like if Party Next Door would have did it? It's a much different song. Like that shit is gross when Party does it, dog. Like, have you ever heard that one? I'm like,
Yeah, I have
what
heard
is
it.
this song? Like,
Yeah, I've read it.
lock this man up.
Like definitely prefer the Drake version.
Yeah,
100% prefer the Drake
yeah.
version.
I'm like, nah, Rihanna needs to sing that one. This one is weird. Like,
This one is weird.
this one is super weird.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Go check out that Cash Cobain "Calling on You" reference. It's pretty good. And his voice fits it. Like I feel like a lot of people be trying to rap on Cash Cobain beats, but you got to be Cash to rap on Cash Cobain beats.
Right? You know what I'm
And
saying?
when you not Cash and you rapping on one, you got to do all this weird shit. Like Drake was like doing all that grr shit, and it is like just
No,
rap
did
on
you
just rap on Boy Wonder beats, Drake. Like we don't care if you could do this. Like
you heard that Cash song with Don Tolliver and Charlie Wilson?
no,
No, it's hard. It's hard.
I have to check
Don
it.
can rap. Don can rap on
Don
Cash
got the
beats.
kind of voice that could do that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don got the voice. Ice Spice fit pretty well on the For Sure remix too. But like she is Ice Spice got like one song that she keep doing. I don't want to get into Ice Spice hype though, because I know Real watching.
Yeah, don't talk about his woman. Don't talk about his woman like that.
You know, I don't want no problems, man. All right. Oh yeah, you want to talk about Brandon Ingram?
Oh yeah, man. I'm just bracing you off for the victory lap. You know what I'm saying? Bracing you off for the victory lap. That's all. You know what I'm
So what
saying? I've been
exactly
saying
do
this.
you think is gonna happen?
I've been saying this for years. I would, if I was the cast, I would try to get Brandon Ingram. But like, there was a report that said it was the Pelicans had talked to the Cavs earlier about trying to get Garland, and they said they might restart those talks up again as soon as the offseason starts. My thing is,
Herb Jones.
This is the thing. I've talked to a couple people who, you know, talk about the Cavs and everything like that. I feel like people don't understand what it means when a team says they are aggressively shopping a player because the Pelicans are aggressively shopping Brandon Ingram.
Oh yeah, that usually mean don't nobody want to buy.
That usually means we just trying to get rid of his ass. Please help us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
You know
saying?
what that means? Mr. Allen's 250 clearance rack. Hey, you could get a deal. Hey man,
Listen,
fresh
that's what
off the
that
truck
means.
today.
We need to get rid of this. We need to get rid of this man immediately. That's what we trying to do. But this is my thing. And I honestly believe people don't understand this. If you are trying to get rid of a player and there's a player that you want that you genuinely want back, and it sounds like they want Darius Garland. I thought they wanted Allen. I've always thought the Pelicans wanted Jared Allen. I thought that's who they were trying to go after. But if they want Darius Garland, this is my thing. He's already under contract for multiple seasons. The money is about the same, you know what I'm saying? But he's younger than Brandon Ingram, and honestly, he plays more games than Brandon Ingram does, like on a year-to-year basis. It sounds like the Cavs are doing you a favor if they do that trade straight up. And this is what I've always thrown out. This is always thrown out there. If they do a deal surrounded around Garland and Ingram, what else are the Pelicans sending back the Cavs actually want? Because doing that deal straight up, I like the Cavs are objectively just doing you a favor. We're giving you a player you actually want and getting and helping you get rid of a player that you don't want. Usually, when you do something like that, that other team has to send you something additional that you actually want to have. It's like, hey, like help. Thank you for helping us out. Here's Herb Jones. So like something like that. You see what I'm saying? Like they have to do something like that for that to work. It might work, but just based on what Brian Windhorst was saying, there's not a lot of teams that want point guards. The Pelicans are clearly one of them. So that might be something they end up doing. But I wouldn't do that deal straight up if I was the Cavs. Like that doesn't help us.
Interesting. Watch him come back
This
to
is,
like CJ McCollum.
no, apparently they really like CJ, so they're not going to trade him. A Garland and McCollum backcourt, I just feel like it's not going to help you a ton.
I mean, like I can see how you could talk yourself into it because CJ is like 6'4", but CJ don't play 6'4".
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, no, it's not going to work.
Maybe they see him working with like Jared Allen and they're still hoping like Zion can come back and be healthy, and that's somebody who can really help get the ball to Zion easier.
I mean, it works on offense for sure. Defense is where you will have an issue, which is why I thought they wanted Jared Allen because it looked like they needed a rim protector because a rim protector would help them a ton.
Let's give him Isaac Okoro too.
He's technically a restricted free agent,
So he
so
can't trade him.
you have to sign into a deal before you can, or he has to sign his
Yeah.
qualifying offer or something like that before you can trade him.
So it'd be a sign and trade.
Mm-hmm.
So basically pennies on the dollar.
Something like that. Something like that. Something like that.
We'll sign and trade Isaac Okoro for Brandon Don't care, Levert. Like,
Yeah, man. I don't know what the Cavs are gonna do, but apparently Brian Windhorst said that they're gonna sign Evan Mobley to a max extension, so that's gonna happen.
wasn't there worries that you couldn't do that because you have three guys who had got the max?
There was a rule. There was a rule like that. I think you can't trade for a player that's on a rookie max if you have another player that's on a rookie max already. But if you drafted him and you extend him, I don't think the rule applies.
Another thing that people made a big fucking deal out of that ended up being absolutely nothing.
Brian Windhorst also said that every team in the league would sign Evan Mobley to a max extension if he was on the roster.
Why does he keep talking shit? like
I don't know.
You don't listen to his sources? All right. Ray Rags tells us that the 2016 Browns gave up 3,996 passing yards, 36 touchdowns in 10 interceptions, and 2,283 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns, 4.6 yards per carry, which was 21st in the NFL for passing D and 31st for rushing D. So, yes, the Browns were the 2016 Browns, you can legitimately make the argument, were better than the supporting cast the 2020.
Ridiculous.
Ooh. Hey, man, how they have J.J. Watt stink that bad? Like, I mean, how do we have Miles? Well, that was 2016. 2017, we did have Miles and stunk too. We had Miles in 2021 and so I guess it's possible. Soul Train says Browns with Joe Woods at DC beat Dallas week 1 at Let's Go. Joe Woods? He's still in New Orleans, right? He's saying the Browns beat Dallas with Joe Woods at defensive coordinator, so he's confident the Browns can beat the Dallas Cowboys week 1.
Oh, okay, yeah. I expect them to win. So,
hey man, I gotta ask you this question.
Okay.
At any point since Joe Burrow has entered the league, have you entertained a discussion of Dak Prescott being better than him?
No.
Okay, cool. So when y'all watch the video that's about to upload in 20 minutes on my main channel, y'all know that I didn't just come out of that with nowhere, that's an actual opinion that people have. If you want to know more about what I'm talking about, the video drops at 5. So make sure all of y'all go down there and check it out. But we're going to be
people saying Dak is better than Joe?
Well, how I get there, you're going to have to watch. I'm talking about the shine. I'm talking about his 2020 season, how it would translate to 2024 and what that would look like. There are several steps you got to get to where Dak becomes relevant. But Dak does become relevant in that video. And how we perceive Dak over somebody like Joe Burrow also becomes relevant. Colb, I had a toast when I found out Angel Hernandez was retiring from where?
Hold on.
Who's Angel Hernandez? Mike C got some stats for us. Cat be 15 of 54 field goal percentage. Wait, he's shooting 28 from the floor the whole series?
Oh, Angel Hernandez he's a baseball umpire. Much maligned.
Oh.
Much maligned.
Oh, okay.
Can't stand refs in all forms. Can't stand any of them. All bad at their jobs.
If Cole was a baseball player, his walk-up song would be "All Right" or "Still Drake."
Neither. We both know it would be a future song. Come on now.
It'd be March Madness.
Nah, it would be March Madness.
It would be March Madness. Codeine Crazy? Or what? No. I know which one. I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. No more. That one. Solo?
No. Oh, Solo? No.
You would do Solo.
I wouldn't do Solo. You can't do Solo. That's a phenomenal song. But walk-up song? That can't be. No. Now I gotta think. What future song would be?
Misogyny?
Nah. Come on now.
It's a hard song.
Ethnicity?
Would you go something classic like DS2? Would you go something like, would you want to go with the deep cut so everybody knows how much of a Future fan you are? Or would you go with something that just like, where you at? That everybody know.
I was like, it's too basic to do like that. It's too basic.
Everybody
I can't do it like that. Yeah, I can't do it like that.
You gonna do hard? or shit.
Man, you know what?
I would do shit.
You know which one I might do? I might do Call the Coroner.
Hmm.
I might do
Why?
Call the Coroner. I might do Call the Coroner because that shit is hard.
You gonna be unfocused your whole attempt.
That shit is hard. Or you know what? Peacoat.
All right, what would be your basketball? I just made a shot song.
I just made a shot song.
Yeah, you know how they, because like for the longest time, Kyrie Irving had that Man of the Year Schoolboy Q song. Every time every time Kyrie makes a three, Man of the Year. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Ooh. Oh, Rax Blue. Oh man.
I would pick something. I would have N95.
Boo. Boo. I would hate when you made a shot. I'm like, oh
yeah.
God.
I mean, oh yeah, bucket. Wait. What's the worst song I could have be like a shot song for that? Because like Rich Spirit could get away with it. Oh, have like one of those like really like dark parts of Father Time. Like,
Man.
just bum everybody out in the arena.
I hate how much we talk about Mr. Morale on here. It's how you be feeling when we talk about anime.
And I've sat through 4-hour episodes of just straight anime talk. And the whole joke is look how much he don't like it.
Oh, Sammy Football says stick talk. Oh yeah. 100%. 100%.
Any of the future songs with the Kill Bill sounds.
Oh man. Stick talk. Nah, stick talk would be that would be a crazy walk-up song.
It depends on how long I get, but if I had to pick a future one, it would probably be Everyday Hustle. It's just like, how long do I get? Because I'm going to let my bat warm up too. I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to take forever. Get that whole minute in.
You really just want everybody to hear the beat. That's what you should.
I want to hear that, yeah.
You want everybody to hear that beat.
And then if I get a hit, play the switch up. After I get the hit, you know, like, Red Bottom. I'm like, yeah, put that on. Like,
say no.
It's a whole experience.
They need to hear that. Oh man.
Q, did you see Edge broke his leg from the cage dive? That was one of the worst cage dive landings I've ever seen. He's lucky. I knew he was going to break something when he did that because the Edge jumped off a cage, slammed the motherfucker through a table. And I remember when Cody did that off that same cage, he broke his foot. But hey, if he decided that was the risk he was willing to take, he's a grown-ass man. Can't be upset at him. Ray Rag says team can sign as many players to 5 rookie scale extensions, technically 6 in the final year. Original contract is considered of the extension. It used to be only 2. Lawrence says slimed in or all my life.
Oh, slimed in. Slimed in is hard. Slimed in is hard.
I can't rock with all my life being your pattern music.
Yeah, it can't be all my life. Can't be all my life.
Yeah.
Man. Those future albums are so good, dog. I feel like people don't understand how good those albums
They were pretty good. They were pretty good.
Those albums are great.
Those are really good albums. For an interest song. Oh, yeah. If I was a wrestler, I would have King's Dead be my interest song. Absolutely. Could you imagine? Miss me with that book? Like, hey. You just walking out, I'm about to take over the kingdom.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I ain't gonna lie.
And then the fans could be like, la di da di da, slide
That's what I'm saying.
fucking in the car, murder everything. City,
I'm
city,
not.
babe.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I hear "whoop that cheek," whoop, I'm like, no, that's
Hey, hip hop is criminally underutilized in pro wrestling.
whole arena saying it. Whole arena
Look,
saying
and then like,
it.
what's the one thing about rap that's real easy for everybody to do? Repeat it. Right?
Mhm.
You get a whole audience of you see what they be doing with the one Uso dude with Yeet. Like
You know what my wrestling song might be?
what?
Humble.
Humble? The flow is too complicated for people to use that one. I don't know. It might work.
The hook. If you got the hook playing,
Yeah. See, I need
especially
something that works if I'm a bad guy and a good guy. Like I could be the guy trying to save the people from the evil champion, or I could be the evil dude about to make this shit eviler. With King's dead, because it's like pretty neutral, and then you could probably pitch it up, pitch it down, and make it more evil or less evil.
surprised we'll get more rap songs in WWE. Now I'm thinking
Yeah.
about it.
I'm surprised like we don't get them in period, because like WWE don't like playing for music, but AEW do, and they don't even be they paid for the rights for somebody to come out to Many Men once. It's two white dudes. But they came out to Many Men, and I'm not gonna lie, it was good. It was a good entrance. And I'm like, this should have been their thing. But apparently they just didn't want to keep paying for it. I don't know. More wrestlers should come out to like not like the rap song you made. Like I don't want to hear any more wrestler raps. But you know, why ain't nobody ever come out to All Eyes on Me or any Tupac or anything, right? Like Rider's Ambition? That sounds like a good wrestling theme. We really ain't had people coming out like that for wrestlers since like the NWO Wolfpack. It's coming out to see murder.
Oh man.
Should the NFL increase the 53-man roster? If so, how much? For me, it should go up to 64. I'm gonna be honest with
64
you.
is a ton.
This is something where I try to stay away from having an opinion on. And the reason I try to stay away from having an opinion on, what should determine this isn't how we feel about how many people should be on the roster. Somebody should do like a math, come up with the formula, and they be like, this is the optimal amount of people to have, and then that's how many. 58? I don't know. Like, how are we supposed to have a real opinion on this?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't
I
know.
don't know. Just fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I give everybody a job. Like, it's up to me. like,
I understand the salary cap goes up every year and all of that good stuff, but it's just kind of like I don't know.
this is one of those decisions that, like, it doesn't seem like a big deal. So somebody will make it and it's not a big deal, but we find out like years later, somebody picking this arbitrary number ended up being a huge problem. So I'm like, you know what? Let somebody get that shit in the math machine and come up with whatever math they need to decide what is a good number for this roster to be set at, and let them set it there. I'm
Yeah,
not about to
let's like
debate. Don't make this no debate. Like, just let somebody make that decision who knows what they're doing.
from 53 to what was suggested, like 64.
I don't know.
Like that's too big of a jump to me. Like it would have to be like 53 to like 56 or something or like 57 or something like that. I feel like that's like feasible. 53 to 56 to me is something that's feasible. You know what I'm saying? That's feasible.
But if
But
you go to 64, 10 extra players for every team, you have 32 teams. That is like the equivalent of like 3 or 4 new teams that you're adding.
that's what I'm saying. That's too much. It's too much going on. It's too much.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna be real with you. I don't care if they expand or not, but I really don't think I don't know. Like I get expanding for purposes because you're gonna extend the season, but man, this is gonna kill the spring leagues.
It, are we acting like that's not Part of the intention.
Yeah, and I'm just like, why y'all gotta do this, man? Like, let me enjoy something else on the calendar. Why? 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 We can't have
Business.
fun in the spring. We
Business. That's
can't
why.
we can't have fun. You know, we can't do that.
No.
All right, man.
There's money to be made. There's money to be made. We absolutely
Greedy,
cannot,
man.
sir.
Just greedy, dog. Just selfish. Damn.
Nah. Yeah, we go get rid of these spring leagues. Don't worry. We're gonna expand.
That's
It ain't gonna
nuts. And these is fun, you know. They mad because everybody like, well, they got better referee transparency than the NFL. Like, just do it. Just do what they do it. Just do what they do it.
Oh, they go do that too.
10 years later.
We gonna put y'all out of business and we gonna steal all your good ideas. And we go call that's it. This
is a horrible place in economics we are at right now.
Welcome to capitalism, sir.
Every time I look at a lower bowl at a basketball game and it got like a bunch of empty seats, I'm just like, this is just ridiculous that Ticketmaster does that. You know what they do, right?
What?
So they'll like do a heat map of what tickets are selling well, and then like they'll just act as scalpers with like the original ticket price, and just like be like, oh, you want to sit lower bowl? I know they said that this should be $50. Now it's $2,000. Because in their mind, they're like, hey, if we sell one $2,000 ticket, that's better than us selling all of these other seats in the lower bowl. So that's why whenever you watch like a game, you'll see like some empty lower bowl seats because they're getting fucked over by Ticketmaster.
That's why I always feel weird when people are making fun of tickets being cheap to anything. I'm like, do you see these ticket
like,
prices?
Brother, we are getting fucked. Like, what do you mean?
We need more $40 tickets. Actually, that's absolutely what we need.
What are you bragging about the lowest ticket price being $500 for?
Oh, hold on. NFL news.
What, Nico Collins?
3 years, 72.
Okay, what's that?
24.
24 for Nico Collins?
24 a year. We got to see what
it's got to be over 20 though. 72 divided by 3.
The answer is 20.
I told you. Top of the dome. See what I'm saying?
At 17 for Jerry Jeudy.
So man,
it's 24 for Nico Collins.
He had a good year. He cashed in.
Okay, I'm happy Nico Collins got paid. And look, that contract is already signed, so they can't take it back. So we not gonna be trying to take no money out of Nico Collins' pocket. But dog, $24 million for Nico Collins?
He had a good year, man. They say he gonna keep doing this with CJ.
Hey,
he gonna keep doing this with CJ.
He had a good year, but he got a better agent. 24? Nico Collins. Like, I'm not tripping, right? That's the same Nico Collins that we all know. And he had 400 yards the year prior, man.
How many had this year?
Yeah, 1297.
That's what I'm saying. He had a good. That's 13. That's 13, bro.
Hey, 24 would be expensive for Coop.
Yeah, man, 1,300.
24 for Nico Collins.
1,300.
What year was he undrafted or something? Like, why is he eligible for an extension already?
No, he's third round pick.
Okay.
Yeah, third round pick.
$24 million.
Famously was supposed to be a Cleveland Brown, but we know what happened.
Well, what happened?
They got jumped by the Texans. They got jumped by the Texans, and then they ended up drafting Anthony Schwartz. $52 million guaranteed. Good for you, black man. Good for you.
Well, we got to be careful with these guaranteed numbers and these contract numbers because they usually be cap at the beginning. Why? Because like, hey man, like Nico Collins, $18 million, yeah. Like, hey man, 1 season over 1,000, 2 seasons under 500, 24?
Hey, man. They said, we know what you're going to do with CJ. CJ here now. We ain't even worried about that. Go ahead, get your money. We'll be all right.
Hey, man, part of the reason he did this also was because old boy was hurt. Tank Dell.
They got money.
24. Yeah,
They
man.
They got
Cole,
Stephon, too. They got Stephon,
I might have
right?
to throw one out here. I think the Texans are gearing up for a disappointing season. Yeah, you got Stephon Diggs. Why the fuck did you do this?
They got Stephon.
Well, you got him for 1 year. You got Stephon Diggs for 1 year. So.
Nah, I can't see them being disappointing. Well, I'm not gonna say I can't see it, but I don't think they're gonna be disappointing. I think they're gonna be good. They're gonna be really good.
I'm feeling 2019-ish on this. This gives me 2019.
Nah,
look, he's not Baker, so they're not gonna go under 500. But
CJ too good for that. CJ too good for that.
It feels like a lot of expectations on a team that's super young.
I don't think they'll beat the Chiefs. People saying that like they go challenge the Chiefs. I'm not there, but I think they're gonna be good.
If Nico Collins is worth $24 million, what's T. Higgins worth?
Now that's my next thing. What the Bengals gonna do? It's only getting more expensive.
$24 million for fucking Nico Collins. And again, I'm not trying to dog Nico Collins, but 24?
Hey man, if that's what he getting, I know T looking like, hey, I need more than him.
I got 2 seasons like that, dog. Like, what you mean? Like,
I need more than that.
My worst season is his second best season.
Listen,
30.
I need, but yeah, 30.
30.
Or get me out of here.
Dog, I don't even remember Nico Collins playing for University of Michigan all like that.
All I know is that the Browns trying to draft him.
I mean, hey. 24 for Nico. I'm sorry. I can't get over that. That number is ridiculous, man. That 24? You would have done that?
Probably have to, dog.
I don't know, man.
We got to. We gotta pay him.
Like it was some pretty random production. Like put that motherfucker on a 24 for how many years? 3?
Yep. He cashed in. I'm telling you, he cashed in.
Yeah.
Let me get this money now.
Look, but I don't doubt that this was a great decision on Nico Collins' part. Yes. 24, man. I mean, like,
they had to pay him. They had to keep him, bro. They had to keep him.
Hey, he did this in the contract year too. I mean, like, it's hard to judge too because it's like contract year, but also the first year he's had actual quarterback play.
Okay, exactly. You see what I'm saying?
But damn, man,
he
you gotta have more than 2,000 like yards total for me to be like give you $24 million a year.
Listen, man, you said, you know what?
This is the shit you can get away with when your quarterback on their rookie deal because this is nuts. They got like what $70 million in that wide receiver core already.
Probably, yeah. Between him and Stephon this year. Tank ain't making no money though.
Yeah, Cove. I'm sorry. I think we're gonna have a very frustrating year for this Texans team.
I'm just interested to see how the targets get divvied up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested
because
to see.
Stephon Diggs gonna think I want all the targets, but the Texans gonna be like, we just paid this motherfucker $24 million.
He gonna get some targets, and then Tank's like, hey man,
what Tank gonna do? Tank's supposed to be the higher option over Nico.
The Tank probably like, hey man, I feel like I'm pretty good. I don't know.
They got tight ends to worry about. They just signed Joe Mixon. They gonna run the ball.
They run the ball a little bit.
And Cole, most important thing, high pressure, and a lot of these dudes first time working with each other. I just don't see this ending well. We've seen this kind of thing this formula go down before. This usually does not end well.
Good coach, You know what I'm saying? Good coaching
We
staff.
think good. He's at 1 year.
He was good though, bro. He was
There's
good.
been plenty of coaches. We were like, hey, they're solid. And then 3 years later, we like, they cooked. We thought Luke Walton was a good coach at one point in time, right? And now we can't wait for whatever team has Luke Walton to fire Luke Walton. Think it was the Cavs most recently.
Hey man. Rest in
I'm
peace, Bill
just saying.
Walton, by the way. Rest in peace, Bill Walton, by the way.
Big legend.
Man.
Oh, John Mechie's still there?
He is still there. Recovered from he had, was it leukemia?
Yeah, it was something crazy.
Yeah, he did say he made a full recovery. So salute to him.
Hey.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a hater. Something don't feel right about that team.
I think they're gonna be good. How good, we'll see. But I think they're gonna be
Everybody in that team's dynamic is super inexperienced. They are relying on a second-year quarterback to be the leader of the team. They're relying on a very young second-year head coach to be the leader of that team. They're relying on Will Anderson to be the leader of that defense. And then you just brought in Stephon Diggs, who, like, you know, I don't know how Stephon Diggs is to be a teammate with, but, you know, baller for sure.
Little volatile.
I don't know. Huh?
Little volatile.
Little bit. I don't know, man. I feel like this is a team that's going to perform really well on Madden. But there are some combustible elements rotating in that pot that I think we are all just kind of ignoring because we're excited about CJ Stroud. And I don't think that's wrong, because CJ Stroud could be good enough to make all that not matter. But I still think we should talk about them things in that pot, because I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot that they're asking to go right that usually don't go right in situations like this.
We're going to see. We'll see how it plays out.
24 for Nico.
T. Higgins is probably somewhere like, ooh.
That's what one 1,300-yard season gets you?
Price of the brick just went up.
You think T. Higgins? What you think Jamar Chase is thinking right now?
Same thing.
Jamar Chase might get 46 a year. He might get the Deshaun contract.
Man, let me tweet that out, actually. Ooh, man.
What?
Because I know T is like, hey, man, this only go get more expensive the more y'all wait.
What T have? Let me see T's numbers. Hey.
What T got?
He ain't never had a season like Nico, though.
He never had close to 13?
He's been a low thousands, high hundreds guy.
Well, I mean, he also played with Jamar.
That's but you talk about fair, and then we talk about NFL teams negotiating this contract with him. You think they about to see it like that? You think they about to give him a fair shot at negotiating this contract? When we just saw how they did Lamar?
Like, I'm just saying. You know, if you getting high 1100s and you playing with somebody else who also getting over 1,000, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they need to factor in a little bit.
I think he better settle in and get that same 24 Nico getting. That's nuts, man. He went from 400 yards to having one good season to $24 million a year. Let me see something real quick. Who got more career yards? Well, Jerry Jeudy, I'm pretty sure does, because he's a year older, right?
Was that this? No, that wasn't the same draft. That wasn't the same draft, was it?
I don't think it was. So Jerry Jeudy,
I want to say it's a year before.
Because Jerry Jeudy's played 4 years in the league or 3? 4.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I feel much better about that 17 we gave Jerry Jeudy every day, dog.
It's really not. I can't believe people showed their ass about that, man. People showed their ass about that Jerry Jeudy contract, dog. And it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all.
Hey, I feel great because look, I feel better about that than signing Nico Collins at 24 a year. Texas and Nico agreed to a 3-year, $72 million extension with a max value of $75 million. Includes $52 million of guarantees. Remember that number's probably fucked up because they tried to add all that shit into guaranteed money with Jerry Jeudy's deal. I'm going to assume that this is like $32 million in guarantees, not 52. I think they're adding like 20 from other rookie incentives that should not be added once you sign a new deal. The deal was negotiated and confirmed by Drew Rosenhaus. Yeah. So that first report is 100% cap. Like 100% cap. Like 20 for Nico Collins, I could see that. But like 24, I don't know if they did 24. And a guaranteed $52 million. That don't make no sense. You overpay him from a yearly standpoint and you going to give him all the guaranteed money? Nah, either it's 52 and 62 or it's 75 and 30. And I think it's probably 75 and 30. Ain't no way he got that much guaranteed. That's nuts.
I just find it so funny that we got the report that T and Jamar are both not showing up because they want new deals, and then the Nico Collins contract, right? I just find the timing of all of it to be just hilarious, just hilarious.
Amen. Amen. It is what it is with these contracts again. These wide receiver contracts get crazy because I still haven't seen one team prove to me that you really need these great wide receivers to win a fucking championship. Like that's the whole time we doing this. I'm like, what is giving people this feeling that you need these wide receivers to be on these crazy deals? I mean, we just saw, look, you have one Pat Mahomes, and I know that's going to be the excuse that everybody's going to use, but like you can have just one good receiver. Like whatever just happened to that, just have it, the one good receiver that you pay, and then like the guys around him. Deebo Samuel wasn't even there for most of the playoffs.
Brandon Ayuk want a new deal too, don't
he? Yeah. You just need the one. You just need the one. You just need one. You don't need 14 great receivers.
You don't. Browns got all their picks and stuff, right?
What, for next year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm saying any trade for any player at this point is going to be next year picks.
Yeah. But you
I'm just saying.
Trade for somebody? No, stop. We just got him back. I would like to talk about the draft again one day.
I'm not saying they're going to do anything.
And then the first round going to be in Pittsburgh next year?
Listen, all I'm saying is this. I put nothing past Andrew Berry.
That's true.
I put nothing past that man. He might be like, what's one more year? Maybe he only tried to trade the second round pick this year. Who knows?
He going to trade something. We got like 14 six-round picks. Like, he's going to trade something.
Man, how many picks do we have, nigga? I know we got like a ridiculous amount of picks.
We got a lot of picks.
We got a
This is why I get frustrated whenever someone's like, oh, the Browns, worst trade in NFL history. Like, this team has literally suffered none of the repercussions you're talking about. Like, for this trade. It's like, how have the Browns suffered for trading for Deshaun Watson? Like, what's made them worse? I don't think it has.
Let's see. It was all told the Browns. Okay, blah, blah, blah. 2025. They have 8 picks so far.
When I get in the trade machine next year, I'm getting rid of all them fucking 6th-round picks.
They have 3 6th-round picks.
Like a couple 7s too. Oh yeah, we trading all 5 of them.
They only have
spots in the 5th.
They only have 1 7th listed, but I know they have more than one.
Yeah.
They have more than
And
one.
they'll
And then
get
they
like
own,
comp picks potentially too this year.
yeah, and then they own their
'Cause-
own picks 1 through 4.
And we might get a comp pick too for somebody.
Man, Browns getting comp picks. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But anything else that's left to talk about?
Man, we ain't got too much to talk about unless you're trying to talk about OTAs and but stuff like that. You trying to talk about OTAs?
I ain't trying to talk about OTAs. Not after I done talked about them already this week. I'll talk about them on Thursday because Deshaun Watson's going to throw for the media on Thursday.
Yeah, man, we ain't too much. We gonna see the Timberwolves gonna lose today.
I don't know.
You know
They
the
might
finals-
win.
You know the finals not till June. Like not at least. We gotta wait at least 10 days. I feel like that's a ridiculous gap.
Hey,
That's a ridiculous gap.
the WNBA and the NBA colluded on this because you know it's June 1st, right?
What?
It's the first time Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark play each other.
Oh yeah.
Noon
Definitely some
on
collusion.
ESPN.
Collusion for sure.
June 1st.
we gonna be locked in. We gonna be so locked in.
Hey.
We gonna be so locked in.
Dog, people are so locked in. And I'm like, yo, this is actually happening because the takes that I see are wild out there. Like, I'm like, damn, man, they really going at Aaliyah Boston crazy. Like she wasn't an all-star starter last year. Like, it's
nuts.
yeah.
It's nuts.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Aaliyah, you better hoop June 1st because then you're gonna start getting that Karl-Anthony Towns. Like you gonna like
Oh, they already started.
They on you right now. And the team ain't even good. Like you ain't even like look. Just hoop. Just hoop. She been hooping the last couple games. She put up 20 on the Sparks. Like, you know. By the way, shout out to your Sparks doing what needed to be done.
You see what's going on. We young. We gonna get there. We young though. We not ready. We not ready yet, but we gonna get there.
Oh, hey, I don't know if you got to see it, but when they played the Aces.
Oh yeah, I watched that game. We hung tough that first half. You know what I'm saying? We hung tough that first half. You feel me?
I'm talking about when the Fever played the Aces.
Oh no, I saw that.
I was like, that's where I realized I'm like, oh, Angel Wilson is so much better than everybody else in the league right now. Because it was like she had like a cool 8 in the first quarter, and then she was like, all right, let's get this game out of hand. And it just exploded for like 25, started making threes, jumpers. I was like, well, nobody's defended that. Like,
I watched the Aces and be like, man, this it's ain't no other team close to this.
Oh, Jackie Young? Like,
no other team is close to this. Like this is
Jackie
ridiculous.
Young put Caitlin Clark in the hamper. All right. Like I think she had 5 points that game, just in the hamper, and then also had 25 on the other side. A healthy 25. I mean, an easy I think she had like 25 and 11. Okay.
Like, hey man, I didn't know Caitlin's teammate from UConn was on the Aces.
Oh,
and she kind of cold.
Kay Martin at 12.
Yeah, and she cold.
She got like 12 and 8. Hey, I know it hurt when she looked over and saw her college coaches high-fiving after Kate Martin got that L1. Like, that's your home, girl. But you also like, damn, that should be me.
Yeah, man, the WNBA is like mad.
Oh, this is why I wanted to talk. So there was something also very interesting that I saw pop up watching a Chicago Sky Connecticut Sun game. Now, you know, the 2 best players on the Connecticut Sun are Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner.
Mm-hmm.
What I did not know was that they were married.
Yeah.
So they're married. Alyssa Thomas going at it with Angel Reese. She gets ejected from the game for grabbing Angel Reese by the throat.
Mm-hmm.
She gets ejected. This is why the WNBA really has something. Because we got to see something that we never get to see in any other league. DeWanna Bonner decided to take the ball for the rest of that game and give Angel Reese buckets. You got her wife ejected. She came back and gave Angel Reese a healthy 16.
Hold on. Her wife got herself ejected.
Yeah.
She ain't have to do that.
You know that ain't how she's seeing it. You know that ain't how she's seeing it.
I'm just saying what it is.
If you was on a team with your girl and your girl got ejected, you know she wrong, but that's not how you can carry it. Okay?
Just saying. She's like, your wife got your wife ejected. Angel ain't do that.
Look. But she was doing stuff before, right? Like, you got to find a reason to have it be justified. And that's what the Water Bonner did. And she went straight at Angel Reese and gave her like 16 straight. And it was a nasty, filthy 16 too. Like,
listen, it is what it is.
I was watching that and just like, ain't no way this is going on right now. Like, could you imagine? Dog, that is something that only that league can offer you, and it is incredibly entertaining. Also, shout out to Sam Coulter, who put out a tweet when they got married where they were like, hey, what if she says no? Like, when you propose, if your two best players about to if one of them propose and the other one say no, like, what do you do at that point? Like, do you just nuke the whole team?
So we're just gonna they probably gotta make that trade, right? Gotta make that trade.
That shit was hilarious to watch. There was another one too where I think somebody got in a fight with one of those people who I think it was like the Fever, and one of them was like the exes of the other one, and they had to stop their old teammate from getting into this altercation. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like, the hoops is good. The drama is good. This is so much more interesting than Austin Rivers and Tyler Hero. Okay, like, fuck that.
Oh,
DeWanna Bonner just got 30 in honor of her wife. Like, while talking shit to the girl that got her ejected.
That is crazy.
Woo! Whoo! I couldn't imagine what the buckets felt like. Like, you Angel Reese, you know all this going down, and then you just hear DeWanna Bonner, give me the ball. Oh, what's going on? All I did was get hit in the neck. Like, whoo, whoo. This shit is, look, I'm locked in.
Hey, you know what I've been locked into? I can't even lie. You know what I've been locked into?
What?
The guards. I can't even lie to you, bro.
All right, talk about the guards.
I've been watching the games, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like,
good.
bro,
They been hitting good.
They good, man. Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, he's good.
Phenomenal baseball player.
They still got Quan. Is he on the team still?
Yes, Stephen Quan is still on the team.
Okay, that's cool.
Monzardo, who they brought up, hitting the shit out the ball.
Hey.
Yeah, I've been watching, like, I was like, man, I never thought I would get into baseball like this. I'm like, let's go, guys. I picked the perfect season to lock in. The perfect season to lock in.
You know what I've realized? The spring and summer is a underrated time for sports fans. As long as you're not willing, like, as long as you're not being a snob about it. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot to get into, because, like, you know, some people are real snobbish about getting into leagues that aren't like the number one in their sport or the number one like in their genre. But I'm like, hey man, the UFL's fun. The MLS is fun. Baseball's cool, you know, for those who enjoy that. I can't watch baseball no more. I spent too many of my summers playing that shit. Like every time I watch a baseball game, I get bad flashbacks of when I used to play. Like, it's not anything to do with the game. I just can't get into it no more. The joy's been wrung out of it for me. But like, what, WNBA? Like, that's not going to stay in the spring, summer for long. Like, they're going to eventually move that to the fall. But while it's there, enjoy it. Like,
it's fun. It's fun.
This is a good time. It's a good time. And I don't cover none of these teams, too. You know, so I don't have to like watch intensely and argue with like people in fan base. I just get to enjoy this part of the sports calendar. You know, it's not that deep, especially like once the Cavs get eliminated. Then I got to worry about like different controversies going on. I could just be like, hey, man, who playing? I'm going to watch that game. Like, I love how I could be a fair weather United and Atlanta Dream fan. Like, when I'm just like, oh, man, it don't matter who wins. Like, it don't affect my day. You know, I hope they do. Like, it's nice. Let me tell you, I get why they do that. Like,
yeah, I never enjoyed baseball like I've been enjoying baseball. I'm like, you know what? This shit kind of.
You know what's the beautiful part of it, Cole? If they start losing, you just gonna turn it into something else. Like, you know, it ain't that deep to you. Like,
I'm just trying to keep it that
nice
way
and
where I just enjoy it. I just enjoy it. I just want to enjoy the guards, man.
I don't want to get into like here. When you're a sports fan, you love a team. There's gonna be some shit you're gonna get in spaces about and argue about with people, right? That's just part of being a sports fan. I would also argue that if you are a sports fan, you need your fun teams. Right? Mm-hmm. You need your fun teams, right? You know, look, if you're a Browns fan during the regular season, you don't need to do something difficult in the off season, like root for the Orioles or some shit like that, right? Like, just root for whatever's fun. That's what I go for. Hey, that's exactly how I treat college football. That's why I stopped rooting for Ohio State. I'm like, man, this is just too much compounded, too much pressure in one weekend for both these teams to win. I'ma just root for the good game. Gotta load management yourself as a sports fan. So, you know, Cole, enjoy baseball. But I would advise, they drop 5 in a row, start looking bad. Hey, let them motherfuckers go. Okay. Don't get yourself in a place where you can't let them go. You better be future to this baseball team.
Listen, I'm not about to let them stress me out. We having a good time, man. We having a good time. We just
chilling. Yeah,
just chilling, having a good time. They winning, they look good. I'm not gonna completely stop watching if they lose a couple games. But you know, if I see if it's getting weird on the timeline, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a break. You know what I'm saying? Take a break.
Yeah. Hey, look, also would highly recommend never tweeting about it. Because I'm learning this lesson with the WNBA. I like the WNBA. I really enjoy it. I don't need to tweet about it. Because
yeah, you gonna find yourself in some weird discussions.
Because I've seen what these discussions have turned into. I've seen what people have been tweeting, and I'm like, you know what? I just want to watch the games, dog.
It becomes a referendum on how you feel about identities, specifically our identities.
They started to pull it into like culture war and all this stuff, and I'm like, I like seeing Caitlyn get her shot blocked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand what part of the story that we gonna be at. Like,
I'm good. I ain't trying to do none of that. I'm just trying to watch these games. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
y'all out here. Look, man, I'm not trying to write no think piece about the shit that Angel Reese going talking. She beat Caitlin Clark in this game on June 1st, but I am trying to see the humor in it.
I'm trying to enjoy what I got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all be taking the joy out of things on Twitter sometimes. You know what I mean? Again, look. Just find your people, stick in that guards community, and anytime somebody try to pop in with that bullshit, block them. You know?
I got my guards follows. I got my guards follows, you know what I'm saying? I got the people I trust talk about the guards and keep it cool, you know what I'm saying?
When I found this, I'm like, hey, when I have other interests, I don't want to directly tweet about it as much. I just find people I fuck with and then I reply to their tweets. Because less people see that.
Facts.
I ain't gonna tweet about the Guardians, but you know what? I will reply to your tweet about the Guardians. Like,
My tweets about the Guardians be so basic. I'm just like, man, they whooping people ass. It's like that's what I
they
like
good.
to see.
They good. It's like when I got into when I tried to get into the World Cup and I realized I don't need to tweet about the World Cup because I'm calling this shit foot basketball, and then World Cup fans saw it and got mad at me about this shit. Like, I'm just having fun learning about soccer. Right? Like,
Come on, man. I'm just trying to enjoy the game.
y'all out here mad at me for not knowing the terms and who all these players are. Like, well, come on, y'all take the joy out of it. See, just go enjoy it. So that's Q and Cole advice number 52. If you love something, stay the fuck away from its Twitter community. Okay.
Please. If you love anything, don't tweet about it.
Oh.
We ain't even just talk about sports. If you love anything, do not tweet about it.
Real. All right. Real.
Love your job, don't tweet about it.
Mm-hmm. Love your love your partner, don't tweet about
Don't tweet about
it. They don't need to know. What they need to know. They gonna think they want opinions. I don't want opinions about that. Like,
don't tweet about it.
Nah.
People get weird about it. Don't tweet about
People get weird about everything on the internet. So if you like something, look, I like wrestling. I'll be tweeting about wrestling that much no more. Because every time I do, somebody be getting weird about AEW versus WWE. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
They go get weird. They definitely get weird about wrestling.
oh yeah. Super weird about wrestling. They get super weird about football. They get super weird. I got cussed out about the MLS one time. Because I don't cheer for the Columbus Crew.
I'll be forgetting about the Columbus Crew. I definitely be forgetting about the Crew.
Let me tell you something, man. Columbus ain't Cleveland. Like, I am not obligated to cheer for things in Columbus just because they're in Ohio. I don't get that one. Fuck that. Okay. Like,
if they were the Cleveland Crew, that's 100%.
Okay.
Different.
I might have some level of obligation there. But let me tell you something. I pay state taxes and I pay federal taxes. I'm a root for the team my state taxes pay for. Okay, like if it ain't that deep, I'm gonna do it. Like, fuck it, yeah, why not? Like, I'm a resident.
I'm root for the team my state taxes pay for.
You always have a claim to root for the team your state taxes pay for. Hey, where you from and where you pay them taxes. Those are the two places you always have a legitimate claim to be a fan of. And then you got Cole out here cheering for the fucking Lakers and shit.
Go Lakers, go.
Mm-hmm. But you got family from Minnesota that moved over when the team got moved to LA.
No, Kobe Bryant was my favorite basketball player. It's real simple.
As the kids say, you was just riding, huh?
Listen, all NBA fandom now is who's your favorite player? Okay, that's who I'm rooting for. That's all it is now. That's literally all it is now.
I don't know what this world's like, but Soul Train said he avoids anime communities on Twitter. I can only imagine that being toxic.
Yeah, a lot of them are toxic.
Oh, there's like communities for like each anime show.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So I imagine like some of them are a little bit normal. Some of them are so big that they have different Like, I bet Naruto, there's like normal Naruto fans. There's like the weird Naruto fans. And then there's like the weird Naruto fans that the Naruto fans don't like to recognize. Like, it just breaks down into like little chunks like that, right?
Yeah, you could, some of them are a little.
Like Dragon Ball Z is like basic anime, like the starter pack. It's like, okay, basically. You watch Dragon Ball. And then Naruto is like, okay, so you like anime. And then once you get past Naruto and you start watching like Hunter, I found out it's not Hunter x Hunter, it's Hunter x Hunter. My sister told me this.
Okay. It is Hunter x Hunter.
Okay, but there's a fucking X there. So Hunter x Hunter. And like My Hero Academia, that's when you become like an actual anime head. And then you get into the weird shit after that, like the JoJo's Bizarre Adventures and all of that. Is
Hey,
did I describe the lanes of anime? Like,
you do get into the weird things. I wouldn't necessarily consider JoJo Bizarre Adventure, but the
I
bizarre is
don't
in the
think it's
name, so I get
weird.
it.
My bad. Obscure, more obscure, right?
That's a good way. That's a good way to
Yeah,
describe
yeah.
it.
Like once you
Obscure.
get past like My Hero Academia or something like that, then you get into like One Piece and like the anime staples that like people know about that are fully in that genre. That's where it's like, okay, now you're getting into more obscure shit that like maybe somebody might know.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Some of the communities on Twitter can be racist. I'm not gonna lie. You'd be like, "Ooh, don't like that. Don't
Mm.
like that." And you gotta
I've
just
noticed this with the Boondocks community where I'm like, man, there's like 40% of y'all that I don't think know what the fucking show was about at all. Like,
my favorite anime discussion is my favorite anime topic is the Boondocks anime.
is the Boondocks anime?
It's like, is the Boondocks anime?
Oh, it is anime though, right?
It's the way that it's animated, especially
Is
the
it?
more recent seasons. It's very, very, very similar.
But
They've
how is
also
it not
taken
anime?
they've also taken fight scenes directly from like there's like
I
Naruto
found this
fight
out.
scenes
That's what I
that are
found
in
out because one of them,
the
the one
Boondocks.
from Stink Meter 3, the Hateocracy, was like ripped from a Naruto. I found this out because my sister's an anime fan. I had to go to an anime convention with her, and there was like black anime trivia, and that was on one of the things. By the way, would have smoked all the Boondocks questions on there and the Afro Samurai. There was somebody didn't know Afro Samurai.
I like how that's the hill that you're like, how you don't watch Afro? I
Because,
like
well,
how
no,
that's
I
the
don't even
hill.
watch Afro Samurai. I just know there's like 2 anime Samuel Jackson's voices on. And it's like, well, this ain't the Boondocks. Like, that's not Bushido Brown. That's not Ed West. That's obviously the other one he was on, right? Like, it's more about Samuel Jackson than it's about anime. I was heated about that. I was like, how you missed that one? Like,
That would be
but
the
then
one that pisses you off.
yeah. But then he made a bunch of other ones I ain't never heard of. I'm like, okay. But yeah. Yeah, how is the Boondocks not anime though? Like, how do people justify that?
It's never like the way Eric Magruder described it is that it never caught on with the anime community because it was so black. You see what I'm saying? It was so black that like people like it never really caught on when it came out. People didn't gravitate towards it. It was a black show. It was considered a black show. You see what I'm saying? And not an anime.
But yeah, it's definitely a black show. And that's definitely why I've watched it, because I did associate it with it being a black show. But there's a lot of different genres within black shows.
Right?
So it's like just like it being like Tyler Perry and Boondocks ain't the same fucking thing. Like even Tyler Perry movies have genres within them. So it's like, how is it being a black show invalidated from being an anime?
Yeah, that's the same thing he was asking. But he was like, you know what? It
This
kind of is
sounds
what it is.
like a ism.
That's what I'm saying.
This sounds like we ran into some isms right here. Like, okay,
That's the question.
that's what's going on.
Asking. Yeah, that's the
Isms,
question he was
because
asking.
it got a manga, right? It got a comic strip.
It does have a comic strip.
Yeah,
Not a manga, but it does have a comic strip.
so this is basically the is this a country music song argument? Like,
It might be. It might
yeah.
be.
Okay. Yeah, it's clearly anime though. It's clearly anime. I'm just saying, of the people who watch the Boondocks, it is clear to me that a lot of them did not really comprehend Huey's character at all.
Nope. Not at all.
Just don't understand it. I see some of these fan drawings and I'm like, Huey would kill you for doing this. Like,
Domestic terrorist, Huey? Huey Free?
yes. Che Guevara in his room with the red star on his shirt.
Come on, man.
I'm like, y'all didn't listen to his monologue. So y'all just proved this point. Like, woo. Yeah, the misunderstanding of the Huey character has always been interesting to me. Because, like, that's the main point of the show.
People misunderstand him and Riley's purpose in
Yeah,
the show.
and what Riley's purpose is, where it's like, no, Riley's making it cool. Like, Riley's supposed to be a character of a certain level of ignorance that they feel like is portrayed by certain forces. But not. Let's see.
People not paying attention. People not paying attention.
That's why I'm like, Boondocks don't ever need a reboot.
No, it doesn't.
Because I see how people interpret this shit online, and it's just gonna piss me off if the Boondocks gets a reboot. And it's just like, so Huey buying Cuban link chains now, huh? That's what's happening. Okay, all right. Y'all got it. Another thing.
Another thing.
There's another one y'all done. All right.
Well, apparently they were gonna bring back another season before John Witherspoon passed away. And then when he passed away, they was like, okay, well, we can't. You know, you can't make it.
Have Aaron Magruder involved with it, right?
Yeah, it was like we can't do it without Granddad.
We didn't need another Aaron Magruder-less season 2.
Yeah, because that last season was not good.
Where he did a Breaking Bad parody for like 5 episodes.
Yeah, it was,
and then ended it with the slavery parody.
Yeah,
I'm like,
if Aaron Magruder ain't involved, don't even.
Y'all don't understand how to handle the delicate parody of what's going on here with. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But yeah, I am a Boondocks fan, so I guess I do like an anime. Big Boondocks fan. We watched it like 8 times. One of my favorite animated television shows. I guess my favorite anime. It's funny that people are like, oh, because it's like almost too big to me to be an anime. Like too many people know the Boondocks for it to feel like an anime.
I disagree with that.
You think so? You think it's niche?
I mean, like, there's too many animes that are massively popular for me to say that anything is too big to be in.
Okay, so here's what I mean. Usually animes as popular as Boondocks also feel like staples of the genre, but it's awkward to have a show as popular as the Boondocks kind of be treated like a redheaded stepchild of the genre.
I get what you're saying.
Because it's like One Piece is massive. Nobody debates whether it belongs in anime. You know, what Naruto, any other anime you want to throw in there that's up that level that I would know of. Like
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it sits pretty firmly in the when you get basic anime merch at like Hot Topic, those characters are on it. But like, you would not really see, it would not make sense to have Huey on that shit. But like, you wouldn't see like, it's also not like the most marketable cartoon. Like if you actually try to like do good by the characters, there's not a lot of shirts like you can make.
You could make some Riley ones for sure.
Yeah.
Thugnificent.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I want to say you gonna go to the third
one? Nah, not going to the third one.
You're not going to the third one?
Nah.
But yeah. Sailor Moon, Pokemon. Oh yeah, I like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! There, 3. I have watched 3 animes. I even got a manga for Yu-Gi-Oh! I never read it, but I got it. Like 3rd grade. I thought it came with cards. I thought it was like a 10 for like, you know how you used to get the 10 with like 75 cards in it? I thought it was one of those.
I got a couple of those. I had a couple of those when I was a kid.
Full Metal Alchemist is not it's not like a big mainstream anime, is it?
Yeah, but it is.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. So, okay, now we get into weird shit. See, like, there's also the thing with anime. Same thing with fighting games. Y'all be renaming and remixing the titles of these shows too much. Like, it'd be like this is Naruto XG Senpai Edition, whatever the fuck. Like, y'all just be too much, man. Too much. Same thing with Power, by the way. Too many fucking names for too many shows. It's too much. Give me one fucking show. Okay. One show, 7 seasons. That's all I need. Giving me too much shit, man.
I don't even want to get into getting rid of James St. Patrick from the Power universe. Just so stupid. So stupid.
It's like
Most
8 Power spinoffs.
The most iconic character, still the most iconic character the show's ever given us. He's just not involved anymore. Oh man, dumbest decision they ever made.
It's too much, man. Too much. Look, man, just cut it off at 7. Every time you just cut that shit off at 7, and you good. Nothing great has happened after an IP has lasted that long. Nothing. Nope. No show has ever benefited from a 10th season. Like, you have done what you're going to do in the culture in 7 seasons. That's all you ever need. Unless you're doing sports talk. Right? Like, you know what I mean? Unless you're doing unscripted. Obviously, rules are different. You know, people grow every year. But y'all have a great one. Cole, anything else you have to say before we head out?
Man, shout out chat. Shout out everybody who watches. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can start talking about some Brown stuff and some Cavs stuff that's interesting.
Hey man, I would be honest with you. I'm perfectly good not talking about Brown stuff like that much on this show until like August, because if it is something that we have to talk about, that's not good.
Yeah. When you put it like that.
Unless Nick Chubb come back.
We'll see.
See, someone said I missed the super chat. Oh, he's talking about the ECW one with the gangsters will come out to Natural Born Killers by Ice Cube. See, the thing about ECW is they weren't paying rights for those music, though. They were just playing shit and just putting it on TV and hoping nobody sued them. You see any other ones that I missed?
I do not.
All right. Then that's it. Y'all have had enough. Nice little cool 2-hour edition of this. We got to talk about Cat being Cat.
Oh man, good old Cat. Good
if
old
people
Cat.
just think I'm the biggest hater, man. If he was like, I know Quincy smiling ear to ear right now. I know Quincy enjoyed himself, and I'm like, y'all, come on now. I'm gonna wait to the game, man, to enjoy.
Were you not? Were you not?
I was intrigued when I saw what his stat line was, but I also knew. See, I'm not a rookie to Cat hating. He could have a good second half. See, look. See, the art of hating is not lying and not underestimating the opponent. And I waited till Cat finished that game, and then I let it sit. You know, let all your first reactions come out, and then I come out with the tweet. You know, then I come out confirming the hate. You know, you can't just be out here wanting things to happen and hating for them to happen. That's not how this works. I say this is my epitaph. Hating only fun when it's true.
That's true.
Hey, hating only fun when it's true. And it ain't you. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night.